question am I avoiding?
You're avoiding the question of why critical race theory is bad.
Because CRT argues for black-only spaces and white-only spaces.
It's a broader thing than that. They're not just arguing to separate people.
That's one of many things they're arguing.
I'm up here for one purpose. My buddy is a friend of yours. He lives up in White Pine, and he wants me to have this discussion with you because me and him had this discussion this weekend. What are your thoughts about reparations for black people specifically, and like black Americans specifically? What is your
Very much again.
Very much against. Can I ask why?
Against critical race theory.
Yes, that's right.
What's your opinion on that? And like, just tell me what you think about it and what it
CRT is repugnant racism.
Repugnant racism. Okay, can you go more into that?
So tell me, what does Richard Delgado argue in the Intro to Critical Race Theory as applicable policy reforms for structural and systemic racism?
Sir, you can't expect me to argue for something that I haven't learned yet.
No, I know.
If you let me talk.
It's a little unfair for what I'm doing, but it is Intro to Critical Race Theory is his book.
Okay, but not every class is taught like that.
Fair enough.
For instance, my class is called Race and Ethnicities, and right now we're going into the history of race and how, like, white people are systemically privileged.
So let me ask you a question. White people are not privileged, but let me ask you a question. Well, no, I'm asking you a question. It should be very simple. Black-only spaces, white-only spaces, good or bad?
Sir, there are safe spaces for individuals.
Okay, so you're pro-segregation.
I'm not pro-segregation because guess what, sir? You cut me off. So just answer the question.
It's super easy, man. But I'll give him a chance. So just make sure we're clear. So when the South had white-only restrooms, that was fine.
No, it wasn't.
That's exactly what we have on 100.
If it's not forced, it's not that. It's
Hold on,
okay
it's
to be
forced
safe amongst your people. And why would you want to be in a space that is taught to, like, it's like for people. It's for people to accept their culture.
Wait a second. So it plays into this false narrative that black people are threatened by white people. Are they?
That's not.
Does the presence of white people threaten black people?
You've strayed very far from the critical race theory.
No, this is all what CRT believes in.
This is what you are about.
If you read Richard Delgado's Intro to Critical Race Theory,
words to catch people off guard.
No,
when they come to go to one question.
It's not a trick.
It is a trick.
If you read the literature. Okay, so let me ask you a question. In Richard Delgado, in any one of these guys, right? Nicole Hannah-Jones. You read any of their literature, Ibram X. Kendi, Harry Rogers. What is their opinion of black-only dormitories?
I do not know their opinion.
They're in favor of them. CRT argues for black-only spaces and white-only spaces. Is that evil or is that good?
It's a broader question than that.
It is repugnantly evil to segregate people based on race. You don't have to overthink it.
I'm avoiding a question. You avoid them just as well.
What question am I avoiding?
Just because you have a little assembly over there.
What question am I avoiding?
Over here too.
Wait, what question am I avoiding?
You're avoiding the question of why critical race theory is bad.
Because CRT argues for black-only spaces and white-only spaces.
It's a broader thing than that. They're not just arguing to separate people.
That's one of many things they're arguing.
Teaching the history of race and what it's done to our society.
First of all, they don't teach it correctly. Secondly, the extrapolation is they actively argue for discrimination against white people.
All right, so we're covering CRT, right? So people like Charlie Kirk, right-wing conservatives, they like to go on college campuses and debate with college students, right? Where they're well prepared, they have rebuttals, they know their talking points, and the onlookers, right? The folks who are on campus, the students, they're just freestyling and winging it, right? Unfair challenge, unfair debate. They're unprepared. Okay, you also seen this with Louder, with Crowder, another right wing white conservative with conservative views. All right, so now Charlie Kirk said some interesting things. He said CRT is basically reverse racism. All right, and he misrepresented Richard Delgado's viewpoints in his writings, in his works. Critical race theory. CRT is critical race theory. All right. So when I say CRT going forward, critical race theory. All right. So does CRT support segregation? Okay. So let's set the record straight on Delgado. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm attempting to tackle one of the biggest lies being pushed by anti CRT voices, in this case, Charlie Kirk. Okay, that critical race theory and Richard Delgado specifically wants to bring back segregation with this so-called black only, white only spaces, this rhetoric. All right, so now let's dismiss this and shut it down with pure honesty and facts. Okay, so what CRT actually teaches, according to Delgado, all right, let's get into that. So, in short, CRT says racism isn't just about individual bias, it's about systems of power. And when we talk about race based spaces, Delgado isn't pushing Jim Crow style separation as Charlie Kirk wants you to believe. He's really talking about safe spaces for healing, truth telling, and organizing. Okay. White folks always want to be able to listen in and sabotage or call the cops when they hear something they don't like. So they call these safe spaces. So here's a quote. Sometimes people of color need to breathe to speak freely without being corrected, dismissed, or judged. Right. So that's a quote. But that ain't segregation. That's self-defense in a system built to silence us. Now, why safe spaces exist in CRT? So CRT scholars argue when foundational Black Americans, Black or Brown folks try to speak on race in mixed settings, it often turns into a white feelings management session, right? This is a core reason why Elijah Muhammad did not allow whites in his meetings. He felt like blacks can't tell their truth without being distracted by the feelings, quotations, of white folks hearing their truth and how they harmed us. So, creating a space to process racial trauma, build community, or strategize for change is not division, it's recovery. Check it out. And don't mix it up. CRT supports cross racial dialogue as well, which uh, is evident. But it wants those conversations to be real, not performative, like your boy right there, Charlie Kirk. That's performative. So, why do folks like Charlie Kirk lie about CRT? Okay, and make CRT as some racist or some divisive theory. So, they do that to avoid talking about systemic oppression. They do that to make CRT sound like reverse racism, and they do it to distract from the fact that power never likes being questioned, right? So, in short, CRT does not support segregation, as Kirk wants you to believe. Delgado ain't preaching division. He's telling you, in a world that silences you, you have every right to speak without permission. You don't need somebody white over your shoulder listening. And that's what they don't like, right? So no, CRT does not support segregation. So what did Delgado really say? So let's get into that. Right. So here's the myth. Here's the myth. So a lot of these folks will say CRT wants racial division, but the fact is, so when I say fact, I'm talking about the facts according to Delgado's view in his critical race theory. So the myth is CRT wants racial division. The facts are CRT wants truth and justice through honest conversation. And if y'all know what I've been saying for the last 6 months on my podcast, I've been saying just that. I just want to have an honest conversation. It seems like that cannot happen with who we call white racists or tethers. We just can't get honest conversations. So Delgado feels the same way with these folks. So here's the myth. Delgado supports black only, white only laws. No. Delgado supports safe spaces, not Jim Crow style separation, nothing forced on you, no policy, no laws that say you cannot come here, right? So another lie, CRT avoids inclusion. Okay, the truth is CRT promotes equity-based inclusion, not colorblind assimilation. Okay, another lie is safe spaces equals anti-white. Safe spaces, the truth is safe spaces equals time to heal and strategize without being policed or gaslit, which is exactly what Charlie Kirk is doing on these campuses.
I know. This is what I do for a living.
I know it's what you do.
I read their books, so I know what this stuff is.
Yes, I know you do. But it is wrong to judge a subject. Like, there is no hateful dialect in the class.
I'm not saying it's hateful. I'm saying...
Yes, you are.
Well,
you are saying that the things that they teach are inherently
of course
hateful.
they are. If you are saying that blacks should have their own bathrooms and whites should have their own bathrooms, you are no better than a KKK leader in the 1950s.
Hey, you just said the critical race theories that are taught
Yes.
Wow,
on campus
that's
are
a
not
bit
hateful.
extreme.
The
That
CRT
destroys the argument that you're speaking,
The-
that critical
the
race
fact-
theories spread to turn
The fact
people
you
against white
cannot
people.
speak against black-only dormitories shows the toxicity of CRT. So let me ask you. So a black person that came here in the 1980s, are they entitled to reparations? They came from Nigeria or Dominican Republic.
May I ask you a question, sir? Because no, there
Reparations comes from CRT.
Yeah, of course. Yes, of course. I believe in reparations.
Yo, he asked him that question like he was a tether. Yo, that's crazy.
Person doesn't have lineage connected to slaves.
Yes, that's right. So since every black person doesn't have a lineage connected to slaves, why should we generalize and say reparations for black people?
Because there are people that are in a worse place because their family was brought here as
So
slaves,
here's
kept in sharecropping.
got it. So over 150 years, they didn't have any ability to make better decisions, to save money, and to invest. It was such a big deal.
Are you blaming a person for being stuck in
Yes,
indentured servitude?
blacks did that to the 1960s, and they stopped doing it.
This is incredibly racist.
It's a fact. It's not racist. It's
You're
not.
blaming black people for
No,
being put down
I'm not blaming.
for centuries.
I'm noticing. Blacks started having out of wedlock marriage births, and that is why black people remain poor.
Yeah.
All right, so this is definitely on white, and I say so. We just stopped having marriages. You know, we just did it. We just want to try out something new as a collective, and as a result, that's the main reason why we're poor. Yep, that is some splaining right there.
Asians
You know
don't
what
do
I
that.
noticed?
Jews don't do
You
that
know what
as
I
much.
noticed? I noticed redline. I noticed the separations between neighborhoods where only people of the Caucasian race could live there, and only people.
So why is
So another major white supremacist talking point, comparing us to hyper-selected groups. Okay, what are hyper-selected groups?
Back in the book segment tonight, a follow-up to my talking points memo on why some African Americans are failing in the marketplace. It's mostly about poor education, fractured families, and a culture that does not prepare folks to compete in the competitive marketplace. To make that point, I compared African Americans to Asian Americans. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, unemployment for Asians, 4.5%, 11.4% for blacks, 5.3% for whites. Out of wedlock births, 17% for Asians, 29% for whites, a whopping 72% for blacks.
But the main point, the evidence against it, I think, is that black African immigrants, who are often darker than American blacks, who are often darker than American black, thrive in America. If there's so much racism, how do Nigerians do so well? They out-earn the average white American.
Well, because they are motivated and they'll do jobs that other people
They have
do.
two parents, and they were raised differently.
Recent immigrants to the U.S. are diverse with regard to selectivity. Hyper-selectivity refers to a dual positive selectivity in which immigrants are more likely to have graduated from college than non-migrants in sending countries. So go read this, because we kind of went through it. But these people from Nigeria, from Cuba, from Asia, many parts like China and India, they're all hyper-selected. So don't let them talk to you about culture. They are chosen because they come in already highly educated. So you have a nation that locked Adolf's American descendants of slavery out of all access to education for hundreds of years. Bring in people that are here with degrees in psychology or the like. And then they want to tell us or ask general pop America, why y'all not doing as well as us? Well, bring the other ones over, the ones that do this with the bread. The ones doing this with the bread, bring him over. Bring him over. Bring the dude that make the Nike shoe. Bring him. Bring those people. Let's see how culture sets. Okay. Yes, Indian immigrants to the United States are considered hyper-selected. Hyper-selectivity is a term used to describe immigrant groups that are more likely to have college degrees than both their non-migrant counterparts and the host society.
That blacks were getting wealthier when all that stuff was getting passed in the 50s.
It wasn't.
What was the single motherhood rate in 1963? How many blacks had fathers around in 1965? How many blacks?
I love how they frown when I'm getting you.
75% of blacks. 75% of blacks had dads around in 1975. Now 20% have it. That's not because of white men or white supremacy. It's because blacks started to abandoning the women they impregnated. And that's their fault, not the white man's fault. That's not racist, that's noticing.
I'm up here for one purpose. My buddy is a friend of yours. He lives up in White Pine, and he wants me to have this discussion with you because me and him had this discussion this weekend. What are your thoughts about reparations for black people specifically, and like black Americans specifically? What is your
Very much against.
Very much against. Can I ask why?
Well, first and foremost, I don't believe that we should ever pay monetary damages to people where nothing bad happened to them, just because they are related to a group of people where something bad happened to them.
Okay. So
because it separates the idea. Let me just finish, and then I'll throw it back to you.
Absolutely.
Our justice system, when properly understood, is about individuals receiving justice, not tribes or groups receiving justice.
Good afternoon. Been a long-time fan, but
thank you. Just talk right into the mic if you can, please.
Oh, okay. It's on reparations, but more so why there's a bias towards black Americans when it comes to reparations. Now, I understand that no black American alive has ever been a slave. I acknowledge that. However, sorry. The point I wanted to make is that reparations have been given to other ethnic groups, Asian Americans for their incarceration during World War II, Native Hawaiians, sorry, I wrote it all down, but even former slave owners, specifically the ones in the North that had to give up their slaves. They were compensated for former slaves. However, why is it that when it comes to black people receiving reparations, there seems to be a lot of pushback to the point where now, now it's almost laughable to even think about black people getting reparations for something in the past?
Well, for any of those examples, was there intergenerational reparations given?
No.
So they're not necessarily applicable, right? So those were the actual people that received it because a wrong was done to them.
Correct.
We're talking about something 150 years removed. And also, not every black person is a descendant of slaves.
Correct.
Some are mixed race, some are able to prove that. But I think more importantly, we should ask the question, have we spent a lot of money on the black community the last 50 years? And if so, has it worked?
It's a good question because
That is actually not a good question because you have spent no money on black communities, quote unquote black communities, okay? Because we were considered minorities after the civil rights movement, okay, the civil rights laws. All right, so we became included with the LGBTQI plus community, along with single white women doing bad, all right, and other foreigners that come over to migrate over here. We share the same resources with them. So white America has never exclusively spent trillions of dollars exclusively on foundational black Americans. Stop.
But the example I wanted to use was the two Tulsa survivors. They tried, they're aged, over 100 years old. They've tried to sue the Oklahoma government for reparations for their lost property, and they were actually denied reparations. And to me, when I read about that, because to me that was kind of the test to see, like, okay, they say reparations shouldn't go to people who weren't directly affected. Well, here we have two people who were directly affected, who were there, and they were still denied reparations. So to me, that kind of confirmed that it was never about who was directly affected or not. To me, it just sounds like there's a bias towards black Americans.
Okay, I don't know about that instance. I'll look into it.
There you go. So that Tulsa, Oklahoma case with those two survivors just debunked all of his reasons and logic for why foundation black Americans together should not get reparations, even though we're descendants of those who were harmed. Just got debunked with those two Tulsa survivors. Yeah, go research that, buddy.
But more broadly, I do want to just repeat the point, and something to think about, you don't have to answer it, that we've spent trillions of dollars on trying to improve the well-being of black Americans since the 1960s. And actually, black America is poorer per capita and on average in relation to other groups than it was in the 1960s. So I would argue it's actually not a resource or a money thing. It's a values thing. And the values, unfortunately, that are predominantly in the black community right now are quasi-suicidal.
Fair point.
Reparations, they say. Why should you get paid for something your ancestors went through? And then they double down with America already spent trillions fixing the hood, right? The hood. Just only us there, no other minorities. Okay. What more do you folks want? All right, so let's get into it. These arguments are very weak, dishonest, disrespectful to the truth of what this country owes foundational Black Americans. So now let's get into it. Let's get into it. Native American tribes received land settlements and federal recognition generations after the Trails of Tears. Okay. So Japanese Americans were paid reparations in 1988 for internment camps that ended in 1945. Okay, so he'll dismiss that one. Holocaust survivors and their descendants. I thought one of the black folks was going to bring this up, but they didn't. Holocaust survivors and their descendants received ongoing payments from Germany and US support. So this idea that descendants can't be paid is an apparent lie. Okay, so what happened? We inherited the trauma, we inherited the poverty, we inherited the wealth gap. So we need to inherit this money. Cut the check, stop playing with us, all right? If the injury was inherited, so is the right to repair. We inherited the injury, uh, okay? Now, what's the second argument? Okay, that they already spent trillions on Black American. All right, this is very misleading. So let's look at it. Let's look at it. All right, let's look at the first point. The money wasn't reparations. All right, it was poverty relief, urban renewal, and general welfare programs, not race specific compensation for slavery or Jim Crow. This was not things for exclusively foundational Black Americans. And most of the funds didn't even go primarily to us, of course, were administered through white led agencies, were often undermined by racist redlining, blockbusting, and police crackdowns. All right. So you don't have to sabotage our communities and then say, look, we gave you help. Stop asking for more. And Soul City is the best example of what I just read. Just go watch my video on Soul City. And that is something I would have clearly brought up to Charlie Kirk. Oh, you spend trillions, well, what about Soul City? All right, but check it out. The government spent trillions propping up white America as well. Okay, this wasn't something, and again, back to Soul City. Soul City was one out of, I think, 12 cities or 13 cities. The other cities were white. All right, so now let's look at it. You know, I talk about the 1944 GI Bill, which gave white veterans homes, jobs, and education, while foundational black vets got denied. Nathan. Okay, what about the FHA of 1934? Okay, handout. Yeah, handouts. White folks got handouts, low interest home loans, while redlining kept foundational black families out. The Homestead Act that I speak about so often, 1862, gave away over 270 million acres of land, okay? But almost none to foundational black Americans. What about the HOLC of 1933, Social Security, unemployment insurance? You can go on and on and on from that New Deal. So if they want to talk trillions, talk about the white wealth handouts first. Don't bring up social band-aids and call it reparations or what the American government did for us. Okay, this ain't about guilt; it's about debt. We ain't trying to make you feel guilty. It's about debt. Okay, it's not about handouts for us. It's about repairing harm that is still causing damage today. You guys got the handouts and no harm was caused to you. You don't get to run a multi-generational. You don't get to run a multi-generational scam and then look at us and say, "Hey, pull up your bootstraps." Okay, you lock us out of wealth, and then say, "Hey, too much time has passed. Sorry," or you got food stamps, welfare. Be grateful. You got SNAP. Okay, nope. We built the foundation. We deserve the equity. Okay. So reparations, we got to remind these folks that it's not a favor, it's the final invoice on a 400-year-old balance sheet. That's what it is. So we're not going to let you undermine what's owed to us. So what I can point out is that you see how vehement these white folks are, some of white folks, especially the conservative white folks, are about not um, paying out reparations to Foundation Black Americans. So, with this fact being noted, when we see Africans or folks from the diaspora hop on this bandwagon of who we call white supremacists are our natural ops. So, when we see folks who look like us, who claim to have African descent, and they tag along this hateful doctrine, even FBAs such as Anton Daniels, if he is, I'm not sure, but Larry Elder, Tommy Sowell, and other tethers like Myron Gaines, Chaotic Truth, when they tag along to this violent, disrespectful rhetoric, you're going to get this work, and we're going to do it unapologetically. Don't forget, FBAs, we are collectively the can man. Anybody can get it. And that includes and is not limited to white racist Americans, okay, Puerto Ricans, Africans, Jamaicans, anybody can get it. You dig? So there was a lot to unpack there. Yes, first of all, those two black folks that spoke to Charlie Kirk. Now, I had no idea who Charlie Kirk was until last night. Okay, so I'm a servant to Foundation of Black Americans, ADOS, American Freedmen, and our supporters. So when you guys say, hey, man, check this out, check this guy out, check out this information, fact check this, I do it. If I believe it's important, you dig? When he brought up Charlie Kirk, what I did was I looked him up and I seen this guy. He dropped a video. He got 400,000 views on him. You dig? He got like 4 million plus subscribers. So I felt like he's very influential in his space, and he's MAGA. He's unapologetically MAGA. So his talking points are detrimental. They're undermining, and they're violent. Okay. Okay. They're undermining and all disparaging. Just give any negative word is that. Okay. So just a sidebar. So you'll hear tethers and coons will say we are MAGA. We're not MAGA. He's Charlie Kirk is MAGA, and I'm clearly against those MAGA talking points. That's why I made this video. So nah, we're not MAGA. Good try. I mean, how look, you know what's interesting, family? They call us everything but FBA. They call us everything but ADOS. They call us everything but American Freedmen. They'll make up excuses not to call us these recent modern terms because they'll say, hey, they're new. Well, so is MAGA, but you'll call us MAGA. You'll call us all these other new terms. So they just got a hatred for us, a deep rooted hatred for us, where they refuse to respect us. You dig? That's just what it is. And as a result, um, same energy. You dig? Nothing changes. Ain't no love lost. Ain't no love gained. So you got Cancel, who can't spell his name correctly, in the chat. He claims that he don't want to be part of the content. He has solutions. Bro, if you got solutions, why are you asking me questions? You should be telling me the solution, right? You should be saying, hey, unbiased Ron, this and that is what we got to do. But when you say we, that we to me is in quotations and it's in question. I want to know who is that we, who's all included, because my we, FBA, ADOS, Freedmen, American Freedmen, we is very exclusive. It's not something you could. I mean, it's something you could definitely could support and you could be part of the we, but that got to be made known. So when I hear somebody black or apparently black say the word we in reference to Foundation Black Americans, they got to be very clear. Are you one of us or a supporter? If you're not either or, you are not the we. No we that I would use, no plural pronoun that I would use to include you tethers. So anyway, tethers are irrelevant. They're useless. But we gotta destroy them. Okay, just because they're weak and wicked doesn't mean we need to ignore them. No, we don't want them to grow to anything with momentum or strength. So we stomp them out like like you see like weeds in your yard. You gotta cut the grass. You don't wait till the grass is 10 feet tall. Once the weeds and negative grass start growing, you cut it right away. You dig? Their response is, yo, why you worry about us? We're weak and wicked. Like, yeah, but we don't want y'all to really be an ally to white supremacy on something for real, for real. We're gonna nip you guys at the bud. You dig? That's what that is about. So And plus, you're right in front of us. Like white supremacists, I don't know where you guys live at, but I don't live near white supremacists, but I do see tethers. Okay, so I got to eliminate the immediate threat first and go to the foreign threat afterwards. You dig? Just like any video game. Think about video games. When you're fighting the enemy, the ops, and you get to the big bad guy, right? Isn't he last? Isn't everybody you fought prior the weaklings? So, but you got to defeat those weak zombies, those weak military men to get to the bad guy. So these weak zombies, these weak military men, unfortunately, are in our spaces tethers. So I don't feel bad stomping on tethers next, figuratively speaking, in an argumentative setting. What I'm talking about. Okay. So, Cancel, I'm sorry, my brother. I'm not going to read anything you tagged me to. Uh, you got to call in. Okay. So I'm going to ignore anything now. What you can do is, peace, Donnie. Now, Cancel. Here, this is what you can do. If you want me to respond to you, right? I know you're a troll, but if you want me to respond to you, there's my cash app. Okay. I'll entertain you guys right there. So I put my Cash App pinned. I pinned my Cash App. So Cancel, if you really want me, if you sincerely want me, unbiased Ron, to respond to your questions, go ahead and send a minimum of $5, and I will respond and waste my time to answer your rhetorical questions. So go ahead, bro. If you don't sock it to my pockets, ignore you. All right. I speak to my family freely, but ops, tethers, white supremacists, no sir, sock it to my pocket. All right. That's how we doing that. But as you can see, you got the white uh conservatives, the right wing, and you got the alt-right, who are very, very stern on their position on CRT, critical race theory, and reparations, anything with black. You know, they blame us. And guess what, Tethers? Guess what, Tethers? Can you hear me? I'm about to whisper. When they talk about foundational Black America, when they talk about foundational Black Americans directly, they're also talking about you Tethers indirectly. You're indirectly getting hit. They don't separate you from us. Okay? You're coupled in that. All right. So just want that be known. But a conservative is a white racist conservative is who I rather speak to. So Tethers, I rather speak to your boss. The only reason why I even entertain Tethers is because our people are foundational Black Americans, American descendants of slaves are still asleep. We're still entertained with the foolishness. That's that's the real reason I even entertain Tethers. Because as you guys can see, I invite them on, they call in, they're not on my level at all. Okay, so I'd rather speak to their boss. Their boss are people like Charlie Kirk. I'd rather Nick Fuentes. I'd rather not speak to the Myron Gaines, but I'm forced to call in Myron Gaines' show because so many of our lineage tune into his show like they do Charlie Kirk and Latimer Crowder and other Candace Owens and Larry Elder and Thomas Sowell and other uh coons out there. So I have to acknowledge it because that's where we're at. We love sport and play. All right. So I'm forced to meet you where you're at. But I would love to just focus on the white supremacists, the Jared Tellers and all those guys in replace of these tethers. The tethers are so easy, man. They don't know American history. They're so easy to debate. But I'd rather debate a Jared Teller, a Nick Fuentes, and the Charlie Kirks because they have a good it's a disingenuous approach, but they have a good approach or good concept of American history. You dig? So they're not gonna say something dumb like a tether. And I'd rather talk to these white supremacists. That's why I said, let me do a video on Charlie Kirk and his views. I had Louder Crowder, but I decided not to overdo it. I said, let me just focus on Charlie Kirk. Louder Crowder is even more influential than Charlie Kirk. Like these white supremacists, 5 million subscribers, 4 million subscribers, and their videos are very are very influential. So white folks, that setting, and they're recruiting. So they debate a lot of liberal whites. Now, liberal whites, I know what you think. But if FBA's got any white allies, they are not going to come from the conservative side. They're going to come from the liberal side. Now, as weird and freaky as they be, that's just a fact. They might come to us as an ally with piercings in their nose and other places. All they want to say, weird as hell, gender problems, gender confusion, all type of stuff going on. But they are going to be most likely our ally over a conservative. So when Louder with Crowder and when Charlie Kirk and those are like go on these college campuses and these settings and debate, they're debating liberals, and the liberals are the ones who are arguing our talking points. You dig? Like they are acknowledging reparations are old. The guy in the video that was debating, the first guy in the video who was debating, or the only white, I don't know what he was, Spanish, white, whatever, but he wasn't black, white looking guy. He said reparations are old. But the two black guys cowered out. So it's interesting. The white guy who I should say, who appeared to be white, he could be Spanish, mulatto, I don't know what he is, but he appears to be white looking. Okay, he fought harder for FBA talking points than the two look like FBA guys. They were so quick to give up, but the first guy fought tooth and nail in defense of us. That's a fact. Okay. I never said you was a tether. You spelled it wrong. No, you spelled it right. But I never said you were a tether, cancel. But you could have tether energy for sure. You dig? So I never said you were a tether. I just said for for you to get my attention, for me to take you serious, since you won't call in, and you could call in for free. I even got a link you can click, a computer link you can click with your phone, computer, or any Android, iPhone device for free. You can ask your question for free talking to me directly. If you can't do that and you want to type in a question, it's going to cost you minimum $5. Period. Well, I'm not addressing nothing you're talking about. All right. So we can move on from you. All right. I'm not reading nothing. Okay, brother. Yeah. Rogan is a white supremacist, but he's stupid. Like I won't take him serious at all. Like the Anthony Crowders, the Charlie Kirks, like they have a sense of education. You know, they have a sense of American history. So they will be more of a challenge when I'm talking what I mean? Like they'll keep me on my P's and Q's because they know to a large degree American history. Now they're gonna lie and misrepresent it, but they know American history. Joe Rogan, nah, like like he's just as good as a tether. All right. So that's just what that is. So cancel with your name spelled backwards, bro. I don't know what you are, bro, but you do give off tether energy. But listen, man, let me tell you something. A coon, a tether, Afrocentrist, y'all are the same to me. So I'm not gonna say every Pan-Africanist is bad. I did say that at one point, But when I was saying Pan-Africanist, that's not the terminology I had in my brain. The real word I wanted to use, because some Pan-Africanists ain't all bad. They I disagree with them, but they're not all bad. What I was thinking about when I was saying Pan-Africanist in the past, I was speaking about Afrocentrists. So not all Pan-Africanists are delusional or denial or want to revise history. I disagree with what they're into, but they're not all bad. But in my mind, what I was thinking about were Afrocentrists. Now they are the problem. Afrocentrists are the enemy, not necessarily Pan-Africanists. Pan-Africanists are actually reasonable. You can talk to them. Afrocentrists are the wild ones. All right. They are the equivalent of a alt right or right wing extremist. Hmm. Yeah, you could be confused, cancel. That's a personal. If you're confused, my bro, there's medicine for that. There's pills for that to unconfuse you. I can't help you, low key. Said who's Taylor? I'm gonna look this guy. I don't know what you mean by Taylor, but low key, if you want the number, if you don't have a problem with engaging with your brother, remember, y'all all say we're African, right? So we're all African, then you're my brother. Why don't you want to call in and speak to your brother? See, this is the problem with these folks that's melanated, right? They would claim, hey, we're all African. Well, if we're all African, why would I extend the phone number and access code? Why are you reluctant to speak to your African brother? That's why we know it's all bullshit. Why are you afraid to speak to your quote unquote brother? So low key, same extension to you, brother. You're if low key, you might be a little coming a little late. You might have missed the show already, but bro, I could catch you up. Ask for the phone number, and I got you. I'll put the phone number back in there for you, low key, because canceled himself out. All right. So low key can call in, same thing. Ask any question, give an opinion freely without too much rebuttal, too much backlash, and that's okay. But for the guy who can't spell canceled correctly, you got to cash that, my boy. Let me use the bathroom real fast. So y'all chop up in the chat. Let me use the bathroom. Be right back. I'm 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 back. All right. So Cancel's still tagging me, but I'm not reading nothing you talking about. All right. So let me just read my boy Muck Muck. So Muck Muck says most Pan Africanists seems to have a hatred for FBA. Search for Uhuru, Brandon, and Afro Think. Hey, I already called out Afro Think Tank. That dude is a coward. That dude's a. I would even come on his channel, his podcast. Like I called him out. The dude didn't. Dude just. Some of these guys just like to talk. Yeah, when you go to these guys' podcasts, the Uhuru and the African Think Tank, just first of all, do you know me and African Think Tank, we go way back. So we go way, way, way back when we both were probably Afrocentrists, but he stole my name. So I got a Facebook name that's called Black Think Tank. He was a member of my group. He tried to call shots. I removed him, and he created African Think Tank. He created the African Think Tank Facebook group. Okay, so he is literally my son. I got the only Facebook group called Black Think Tank. It's been existing for like 13, 14, 15 years. He's my son. He's after me. He stole my name and called it African Think Tank. So even 15 years ago, before there was an FBA, ADOS, all this stuff, I still said Black Think Tank. He used the word African, not your boy, unbiased Ron. I still use the word black. I didn't say African, absolutely nothing. And that's what I'm trying to tell tethers who don't know. Like, yo, we never really embraced the term African American. You dig? It was forced on us and it was on applications and like paperwork. But when it came to identify ourselves, we said we're black. All right, we're black. So cancel. You waste your time tagging me. I'm not reading nothing you're talking about unless you call in or add or send a cash app. I ain't doing nothing what you talking about, bro. I'm just ignoring you altogether. Salute says we FBAs are not influenced by the supremacist culture. Unlike 99.999 of melanated people on the earth, we created our own culture. That's a fact. He said FBA always. I agree with Salute 100%. Most of black people across the world who are not foundation Black American, they are heavily influenced by white supremacists because they don't know about white supremacists. They don't know the evil they can conjure up, boy. So Muck Muck says the white supremacists are trying to bring back scientific racism. Exactly. That's why you hear about IQ so much lately. Watch the Muck 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 Muck. Brother, I got a video coming up. You talking about Charles Murray and the bell curve, okay? Bruh, I'm more studied than most of these guys out here, man. Yes. Okay. So Muck Muck said it, right? I'm reading the comments. I'm freestyling, I'm winging it, okay? So Muck Muck said the IQ thing. You're talking about Charles Murray and the bell curve study, bro. I got some, bro, that's debunked. Like, I wish one of these fools come on here and talk about IQ tests. So, matter of fact, Tariq Nasheed had a discussion with a white racist who mentioned the IQ test, and I plan to do a reaction, and I plan to share with you guys what I got on how the IQ tests are a misrepresentation of IQ. Okay, IQ is not limited to what Charles Murray was sourcing. IQ can be actually physical. It could be a physical ability. Like for example, if you have a great memory, that goes into the category of a great IQ. That's not measured in Charles Murray assessment or his book, okay, his sources. So he cherry picked what goes into IQ and he limits it to what favors what result he wanted. Okay. So I'm going to do a live. See, but my folks don't show up. FBA, we slacking. We don't show up with his real talk. We show up for debates and rah-rah. But the IQ thing that Muck Muck brought up, that is getting laws passed. That is justifying police brutality. That is justifying harming Foundation Black Americans without any consequences. Those Charles Murray IQ results, right? Information, Revelations. So y'all gotta tune in. Y'all gotta support your boy. Like the video. You dig? You ain't gotta share. But just like you know, I ain't gonna employ y'all and make y'all do a whole bunch of stuff. Just like the video, press like. That's it. Subscribe and like the video. That's all. You ain't gotta share. And if you want to donate to my coffee, because I woke up, by the way, I woke up 5 a.m. today working on a rebuttal to Charlie Kirk. So I'm putting in the time. If you guys got dollars to donate to your boy for some coffee and some a little snack, go ahead and send that. Cash app. If not, no problem. I'm still motivated. It's in me. Pinky, peace, 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 peace. So the IQ thing, bro. I'm on there next. I just ain't get around to it because there's not enough hours in a day, I gotta work. You dig? I gotta work. But if folks are financially supporting, you dig, then I could sacrifice some of that work time, replace it with this research. But most folks can't research like me. Most folks can't tackle a variety of topics like myself and go into like real in depth. Other folks can say stuff, but they can't go in depth. When I talk to Myron Gaines, I'm going to smash him. It won't be debatable. I don't got to convince you I won. It's going to be evident. So I'm predicting when I call in Fresh and Fit or Myron Gaines, whatever phone number he got, when I call in, I'm telling you, he's going to be quiet. He won't be going back. When he debated Turk Nasheed, they were going back and forth the entire dialogue. With me, I'm telling you, he's going to be quiet after a while. And he's going to just let me go in. And he's going to be like, yo, I hear you, bro. I hear you, bro. I hear you, bro. All right, man. And then he's going to try to defer to somebody else to talk to me. I guarantee you, one of these white supremacists like Nick Fuentes. I guarantee you, I'm going to show you that there's levels to this research thing. He's going to be quiet like a kid while I cook him. Right? His daddy is are Charlie Kirk's, Latimer Crowder, Candace Owens, Thomas Sowell, Jared Taylor, Nick Fuentes, and a couple other white supremacists. Like those are his daddy. Like he borrowed their talking points. He don't have his own original talking points. But he have a large influence, and a lot of FBAs listen to this fool like he the Pope. So I must call in and humiliate him. Jaquan, peace, man. Yeah. Cancel is both. He's a foreigner and illiterate. That's why he won't call in because he can't, he probably got a crazy stutter or his tether accent is just like ridiculous. Hey, peace, Pinky. Peace to Pinky. So, okay. So now we know that he's not going to call in. Let me play a video I played earlier. This is very short. So you're going to, and I'm going to comment in between. I'm going to comment live in between. All right. So I'm going to play Ish from Joe Button podcast. He debated Dr. Umar Johnson. Okay. He debated Dr. Umar Johnson. Okay. So give me a second. Yeah, Pinky, he must can't speak English correctly or something. He got like he's probably a goddamn illegal Latino and he got broken English. That's a possibility. All right, let me get my son the iPad. Let me play the Ish video until I get that done. I think I deleted it. I hate when I send something to the recycle bin too early. All right. Yeah, I definitely did. Okay. So let me just put it back in the downloads folder. Give me a second. All right. So my son iPad died. I gotta go back in the house and get him another one that's charged up. So let me play this in between. Sorry, Mom. His iPad died. I gave him another iPad. Wait here.
What about it? Do you believe black people should get reparations?
No, I think black people should get equity, and I think the two are different. I think that I'm not really a fan of handouts. Like, I don't want your money. I just want me to be able to make my money and you not be on my dick about making it.
Here come. His shoes. Get shoes. Get your cartoons. Come. No.
What about
magic.
it? Do you believe black people should get reparations?
No magic. No. Mommy gonna let you
No,
out.
I think
Sorry.
black people should get equity, and I think the two are different. I think that I'm not really a fan of handouts. Like, I don't want your money. I just want me to be able to make my money and you not be on my dick about making it. I don't think that if we get reparations, we gonna fare any better.
Okay, so let me address that. So my man called reparations a handout. Now, Ish on the Joe Button podcast, he's supposed to be pro-black. That just means Afrocentrist. When folks say pro-black, that literally equals Afrocentrist. Come over here. Okay, so he calls reparations a handout. Obviously, he don't know the definition of reparations. Reparations is due for a past harm. Okay, that's what reparations is in short. So it's not a handout. Okay, but listen to him talk. Now he said he want to be able to freely just get his money without white folks all on his back. Basically, I'm using more family friendly terms. Okay, but check them out.
Me personally, I don't think that. So I think reparations would be a waste for most.
Okay, so he says reparations won't solve anything. Hey, bro, a past harm has nothing to do with solving the nation's issues. Okay, when I get my check, I don't give a damn about racism. Dig like that. I get my check. I'm not donating money to solve racism. That burden is not on me. That burden is on this country's government and good Samaritan white folks. That's their burden to work out this racism issues, not on us. We are the victims. You like, yo, get my money and we gonna go over here with it, and you guys work that thing out and let us know your progress. All right, go ahead, Ish. Do some more cool stuff.
I would definitely take the money and do some positive things with it, but I don't think it'll get us no better if we're not changing how we're being treated in America.
Okay, so don't let that pass you. He said, but it's not going to change the way we're being treated in America. And so he's essentially blaming the victim and not the victimizer or how we're being treated. Like, bro, if you think we're being treated poorly, you actually go attack the victimizer. You don't go attack the victim. You don't tell the victim, hey, you got to change how you're being treated. That's silly. You talk to the victimizer and say, hey, stop treating them poorly. You dig? That's how that works. But again, this is some light-skinned mulatto dude. I'm sorry. A lot of light-skinned mulattoes, man. Y'all just be off code, man. We got to start, you dig, taking your black card or something. Can't come to the cookout. But too much of this is going on, with the light-skinned crowd. And I'm light-skinned too, so I could talk like that. But I see that too much with light-skinned people, man. Like, they are so quick to adhere to white supremacy and their talking points. My man said reparations is a handout. Okay. Let him go. Let him go some more.
I don't think reparations going to nothing.
It's about rich and poor.
Mm-hmm.
So the way we being treated is because we're poor.
No, I think that yes and no. I think.
Okay, so apparently, the guy on the left, he heard Ish on another podcast say that we are being treated unfairly because we're poor. So I would love for I would love see a guy like Ish. He got to come to this podcast. See a guy like him, you can never go to the Joe Budden podcast because it like he feel too entitled. He feel too empowered. Like you got to take him out of his comfort zone. Like he's the guy with the football. You dig? You can't really argue with the guy with the football who's a brat, who's a mama's boy, because he's gonna take his football and leave. So, all right, so a guy like Ish about to come over here, right? And we could talk about that. We could talk about those things. It's no way to justify what he's saying. He's just like making shit up. It's like, dude, where's your timestamp for that? You say black people been poor, but we've been poor our entire existence in America, and it's been deliberately, it's been deliberate. Like systemic racism has handicapped us financially. You know, there's no systemic racism if we got wealth. Systemic racism is a thing and it's alive and well because we are poor. Okay, so just real quick, chat. Systemic racism, by definition, it handicaps one people, one group, one ethnic group, while it at the same time catapults another. So it holds one group down while at the same time it exalts another. So when he say, "Hey, because you're poor, you're being treated bad," it's like, yo, you do know Black American history? You know American history? You know they enslaved us. We couldn't work. I mean, we worked, but we couldn't, reap the benefits of our labor. So white folks got our wealth. Like white folks benefited from our labor. So they got the money. We got nothing. That's not our own fault. Right. So again, like the guy he's in his comfort zone. Now, Mark Lamont Hill was there, but he went easy on Ish. See, now Umar would have went a little harder. When Umar was there, he was going hard. But Mark Lamont Hill's like, dude, like, what are you doing, bro? You got the kitty gloves on. All right, so let's go. So look, try to ignore cancel. If cancel tag you, tell him to call in. All right. So he knows I'm not gonna give him no attention. So now he's like resorting to the chat because he initially wanted to talk to me and get my attention. When I was adamant, like, dude, I'm not talking to you. You better send a cash app and I'll answer your question. So now he's resorting to the chat now. Chat. He's tagging you as a like consolation prize. You should feel offended and ignore that guy and tell him to call in. Okay? Just that when he tags you, just say call in. Real simple. We want to hear that thick accent or that he's probably Spanish. We want to hear that thick Spanish accent. But listen to Ish.
So let me just finish. So if we did get the money, would it change how we're treated because they're not necessarily poor anymore? No, because they're not going to give you enough money for you to be rich.
Okay, so you heard that? So the dude on the left had asked Ish. He said, yo, he said, prior, you said we're being mistreated because we're poor. So he said, well, then you should be an advocate for reparations, a check, because then we're not poor anymore. And then Ish moved the goalpost and said, yeah, but they won't give you enough to be rich. Yeah, but Ish, it's not about rich or poor. It's about enough money where you're not poor. Remember, right? You just said they're treating us bad because we're poor. So you don't got to be rich to not be poor. Chat, hear me again. You don't got to be rich not to be poor. There's something called the middle class, right? Okay. So they don't got to give us enough money to be rich. If they give us enough money to be middle class, let's say 300,000 annually, it's not a one-time thing. They're going to pay us annually, every last one of us, 300 grand a year. We're not rich, but we're definitely not poor, right? So now, based off your logic, wouldn't they be treating us better? So you should be an advocate for reparations because the payout may make us rich, may not. but it's definitely not going to put us in the poor category where they can justify Ish logic treating us badly, right? Ish, but he sidestepped that, and these guys are not that equipped to, debate on the fly like that with Ish.
Reparations, they're going to have to give 13% of the population reparations. And then they're going to decide if you got black blood, if you don't, like when we get to reparations.
This is Ish talking.
One, the reparations don't come with a financial literacy package.
Hey, by the way, so Ish said the reparations doesn't come with a financial, he said the reparations do not come with a financial literacy package. Hey, my FBA family and supporters, what paycheck you ever got in your life came with a financial literacy package? So according to Ish logic, when you get paid, if it doesn't come with financial literacy, you need to reject it. He just said that. He just said, just read the screen. He said the packet, it don't come with the reparations check does not come with a financial literacy package. Bro, no payment I ever got in my life came with a financial literacy package. So this guy is caught up on some other pseudo nonsense, bro. Just give me my money. Worry about your money. Give me mine. And cancel. I'm not reading nothing you highlighting me on, bro. You're wasting your time.
Show you how to use the money to your best advantage. That I agree with. That's number one. Number two.
Okay, so we got to stop agreeing with dumb shit like that. A financial literacy package. But I'm going to read everybody comment, but cancel. So Muck said 100% facts. The ills of the Black American community is government manufactured 100%. Pinky, I'm telling you, wasting time talking to this tether. Like he's resorting to you, Pinky, because I'm ignoring you. Ignore him. Pinky, he is commenting on past posts, trying to get my attention. And all I do is reply with, bro, call in. That's it. It ain't much to talk about. And not just him, it's other time wasting tethers as well. Like, dude, if you're not calling in, I'm not going back and forth on a damn comment section. So, Pinky, ignore him and where he be more pressured to call in, right? Because his thing is the time waste, and he wants the time waste. I'm not giving him that, and y'all shouldn't either. Okay, so if you want a time waste, bro, call in, and I will entertain your time waste. All right, but nobody should be. Now y'all could do what y'all want. I'm not y'all leader. I'm not y'all nothing. I'm just saying, if y'all ignore him, you're gonna force him to call in. But he's only tagging you guys. He's only tagging you because I'm ignoring him. If I paid him some attention, he will stop tagging you. Trust me. Right? We've been going at it for a couple of days now. And Muck said that's one of the dumbest things I ever heard. Yeah. This dude Ish is a stupid. But again, that's team light skin, team mulatto, whatever the hell he is. You dig? Yeah, I mean, listen, man. They ain't looking good out here. I'm light, but I ain't light like that. All right. And Jaquan said, I don't think anyone who qualifies for reparations would speak against it. He is cosplaying us. Hey, yo, I'm 100% with Jaquan. I don't believe that either. I don't believe those who are eligible for reparations would downplay it. Because you see, Mark Lamont Hill, he was, you'll hear him later. He was right here campaigning for reparations. It did, yeah. If you're going to get reparations, you probably aren't eligible. And we learned that from Lord Jamar. And I should play his video next.
It's black people that make a shit ton of money today that still don't do nothing with the money and don't gain nothing in society just because they have money.
Cancel. Nobody disrespecting you. Hey, yo, listen, chat. When somebody say that they're being disrespected, that word is so overused. Disrespect is so subjective. Okay. If somebody if I'm driving and somebody cut into my lane abruptly and I beep the horn, that person with their road rage can say, because I beeped the horn, I disrespected them. Okay. A man with his girl, an insecure man with his girl, could see me looking at his girl's direction. Bro, I'm just daydreaming. I'm looking behind her. He's so insecure, he'll think I'm disrespecting him by looking at his girl, which I'm really not. So that disrespect word is so subjective. Cancel. That doesn't work here, my boy. You're not ready. And that's why I know you a tether. And look, I applaud you for not calling in, embarrassing yourself, because you know that you have no mental faculties or nothing that can compete with mine. So you are doing yourself a great service by not calling in, because you'll look as dumb as the others who called in. I'm not gonna shout out any names.
So I don't think the reparations is the end all be all. I think that's a cop out for me.
Reparations was never supposed to be the end all be all, bro. It is correcting the past. It's acknowledgement. It's for America to say we did wrong and here you go. That's it, bro. It got nothing to do with being the end all be all and being the answers for every question in the earth. Bro, miss me with that, you mulatto, light skinned, Puerto Rican looking guy. Like, dude, stop.
I would just say one, and I get the idea of not taking handouts, but the whole argument of reparations that it's not a handout, that it's owed, right? That it's reparations literally means repair,
Gotcha.
Repair the damage done. So the idea is, if you took, like you said, if you got a 100-year head start and you took my money for 100 years, you exploited my labor, and all this stuff was built around our labor, universities, companies, insurance, all
the country.
Yeah, the whole country, right? Every institution. Then giving us reparations isn't a handout. It's actually what we're owed. And then the second part of that, I think.
So now Ish has no rebuttal for that. So he corrects Ish. Mark Lamont Hill corrects Ish that reparations is not a handout by definition. It's a owed debt to people who are harmed. He ignores that. He doesn't respond ever. And Mark Lamont Hill should have waited for a response before his second point, but whatever.
Is I've never heard people say reparations is either or. You know, I've been part of the reparations movement for a long time, not like a leader of it, but just advocating for it. And every reparations person I know is also asking for voting rights, housing protections, other things. And then the last part of it is, I think reparations should be a check. I think every descendant of slavery, to be clear, so I don't get hit on the internet, every descendant of American slavery here in the United States deserves reparations.
Gotcha.
But I also think, in addition to the check, we should also have access to free.
Overall, we're talking about a check.
All right, so let me just read a little bit. Pinky says, no matter what your education level is, you will make sure you and your family has a roof over your head. Exactly. You will use that money to buy a home and most likely new cars, children, private school. Pinky is 100% correct. It don't matter if your money doesn't last longer than your lifespan. Pinky is right. With that much money, you are definitely going to buy yourself a new car and a home, if nothing else. You might buy jewelry, gold teeth, you might buy prostitutes, you might buy love, you dig? But what you are going to buy with all of that, you're going to buy a home and cars, okay? And your kids will be in the best schools that money can buy, and they will have nannies and everything else, tutors. So, great point, Nanny. Muck says the NY area is suspect. That's Tether Central. Wow.
It's two different thoughts.
You taking it, when most people, in a general sense, talk about reparations, they talk about a check.
Yeah, I think that's right.
You get what I'm saying?
I think that's fair.
If you said, yo, do you think every descendant of slavery should get free education? Yeah. And again, it just depends on.
Would you, if you got all the other stuff, would you be okay with the check too?
I wouldn't be turned down the check now.
No, I mean, as an idea. I don't mean would you turn it down. I mean, would you
I just think that I don't think it's going to do what people think it's going to do.
So it says he doesn't believe a massive check, a large check, a 6, 7 figure, 8 figure check is going to do what people think it's going to do. What do you think is going to do that it can't do? No, I'm sorry. What do you think? This is the question back to Ish. What do you think that check is going to? What do you think we think is going to do that it probably won't do? What do you think that we think a check is going to do that it probably won't do? We need that from Ish. But this is why, listen, chat. Y'all gotta understand, man. Listen, um, American Dream, call in, call in. Let me put the number, and I'm not gonna scream at you. You dig? Like we've been there, done that. I just had a bill with Kwame offline. Okay, so Kwame called in the Zoom number, right? But I was never live, and we had about a 50-minute conversation. American Dream, no arguments, no debates. We just talked, right? Because we're past that. Like we've been there, done that. At this point, we just talk because you pretty much know where I stand. I know where you stand. You got a YouTube channel. I got a YouTube channel. We make videos. We make content. Um, you dig? We're at a point where we just agree to disagree. But I want to, because your question is not a bad question, bro. By the way, that's not a troll question. That's a legitimate question. So I don't think everything you guys say is like terrible. I think some of your questions deserve answers. Okay, but I just believe that you don't know enough of our history to know, or you don't know enough of the white black FBA black dynamic to know why uh or how we're harmed. So even though you might not be sincere, I believe others might have the same question as you, either now or the future. So call in and ask that question live. Let me answer it live. And so you see, cancel. I'm not even answering American Dream question in the chat from the chat. I'm even demanding or asking, not demanding, but I'm even asking him. I'm not demanding him. Let's make it clear. I'm not demanding American Dream to call. He's called in many times. I'm demanding cancel to call in. I'm just simply asking American Dream if he's free, call in and ask the question, and let's get it. Okay, so let's play the video.
I think that a lot of times people just be like, yo, if my mother worked
It's
at
talking.
such and such, I would be doing better. Or if all of that shit, to me, it's the same ideology. In my overall, we talking about the chat.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the chat that is probably most likely non-FBA. He just comes off as that.
It's two different thoughts.
Dave Chappelle had the thing about reparations. He's like, yo, the Cadillac dealership gonna be empty in 2 days. Shit like that. Like,
okay, so and that's my thing with Dave Chappelle. So as I said on other live streams, I said that we champion Dave Chappelle because he wouldn't bow down and wear a dress. But he took that sacrifice or that dog bone so he can do something worse, which is downplay reparations for foundational Black Americans, descendants of slavery, American freedmen. He downplayed. He did something worse. I would rather Dave Chappelle uplift reparations and downplay wearing and just wear a dress rather than don't wear a dress and downplay reparations for foundational Black Americans. So he did something. So, but we champion Dave Chappelle like he's on code. He's one of us. He's not. He sold out. He compromised himself. He took back shots like these other folks because he downplayed reparations for the white supremacists of the country. Remember, it's bigger than Kwame, who I believe is a tether. It's bigger than American Dream, who I believe is a tether. They are nobodies. Like they're smaller numbers. We just want to get rid of them before they grow. But the bigger threat are the Charlie Kirks, Louder Crowders, Thomas Sowell, Larry Elders, DJ Academics, Candace Owens, what's the lady named Crockett? Like all these clowns, like they are the bigger threats. Okay, chaotic truth. These guys are small fries. I would say Myron Gaines is a bigger threat too. Like these are the bigger threats. Right? I just practice on American Dream and Kwame. I just practice on those guys for what I'm gonna give Myron Gaines. Okay.
I just think that they had a whole.
That's shit white people say to justify not giving it.
Yeah, I'm about to say it. And so we cop Cadillacs then.
No, it ain't even just to justify not giving it.
The white boys got all that crypto money and bought every Lambo in the mother.
So Mark Lamont Hill, he just checked Ish, the coon guy. He said, yo, everything you said is what white folks say to justify to not giving reparations. So American Dream is just a nobody in the way. Okay. The folks that's really in the way, that really got influence on whether reparations is a reality or a dream, are those folks like Charlie Kirk and Latimer Crowder, those guys, Thomas Sowell. It ain't American Dream. Okay. He wants to be there one day, but he's light years from that. All right. Light years from that.
In the spot.
But I'm just saying, we kind of saw something similar, not similar, but we saw when people got access to a whole bunch of extra money they didn't expect during COVID
and all that shit. Yeah.
And look what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so global post news, peace. I don't know if your brother or sister, but peace. I try to tag you, but I couldn't. I can't tag you for that reason. So global, if you want the number to call in to give a thought, opinion, or question, just ask for the number. I got you.
I'm of the belief that that's not my business.
True.
I'm not saying that y'all are right or not.
So Joe Button said, to Ish, like, yo, whether foundational Black Americans buy Cadillacs, spending on crack. Joe Button said, hey, man, that's none of my business. Like, they just going to do what they do, what was owed to them. And that's on them. It's owed to them. This is not something you're giving them. This is not a government grant. This is government reparations. The big difference is owed to them. It's no different than a lawsuit check. Rodney King smoked up his settlement funds. You dig? From the beating he took in by LAPD. But what that got to do with anything else? Nothing.
That y'all are wrong. That ain't my business. Somebody go get their check and blow it.
Of course.
It's funny.
Mine in the shoebox still.
This is a side, but it's kind of related. When I was in Nashville this weekend, we went to the Country Music History Museum or whatever, and they had some cars. They had Elvis's car. It was diamond paint, gold-plated trim, TV in the back. Another dude's car had guns for the door handle.
Why do you not think our community deserves reparations?
For them to give every Black person in the United States reparations, it'll cripple the financial system in America.
Can I ask you a question on that? During the pandemic, damn near the entire country got whatever that $1,200 check. Black people only make up 13% of the country. And then unemployment somehow was also able to tax on an additional $600 a week to those people who were unemployed during the pandemic. How do you reckon that 13% of the country receiving reparations would cripple a country that was able to give out? And it didn't cripple us because, let's be very clear, we're still sending money to Ukraine. Everybody else getting money except for here.
One, they ain't give a shit. Number two, and we paying for it right now. Economy right now is in a shitter. And, dog, people don't understand. You had to pay that on your taxes. That wasn't a free gift. So you didn't get no money from the government. If you had to claim that money as income and pay taxes on it, they loaned you some money. And you now gotta pay it back.
All right, at this point, it's just trying to sound smart. I'll take equity over reparations. Hey, yo, somebody should have legitimately asked him, yo, Ish, what's the difference between reparations and equity? Can you break that down? He'd have been quiet as hell. Okay, so American Dream said I'm gonna call in after Steven Crowder does. Well, American Dream, I wouldn't hold your breath for that one because, well, you don't have to call in, by the way. Like you and Kwame called it enough. You don't ever got called in again. Yeah, so don't mistake what I'm saying. Like you have to call in. Like you don't really add to be honest, American Dream, you don't really add to my numbers, bro. If you call in or don't call in, it ain't like I get a significant amount or more live viewers because you called in, bro. So don't flatter yourself. Uh, hopefully I get big enough. Lateral Crowder will call in. Hopefully, that's the goal. That's my goal. But I would instruct the chat to ignore the cancel. You see, cancel went away. Once I ignore him, he went away. I would instruct the chat. You know, I'm not saying you have to, but I would instruct the chat to ignore American Dream as well. Anybody without a wrench that does not call in that tag you, I would say don't give them any attention. Where the only attention they get if they call in. Okay, so that's what I will instruct and advise. Not even instruct. That's what I would advise the chat. Anybody without a wrench that's talking greasy, I would advise y'all let them just call in and ignore them when they tag you or mention you. All right, because that's called a constellation prize. They're using you because they can't get to me or won't. It ain't no, they can. They can get to me. They won't get to me purposely, and they're using you to time waste. So if you ignore American Dream like you did cancel, he's gonna go away like cancel. Okay. Hey, Global, man, you're right. So let me give Global a wrench so we can separate him from the tethers. Hey, Global, you're right. They won't leave us alone. Like they got nothing without mentioning us, and it's okay. It's okay because I mean, yeah, you got South Africans saying how much they despise Foundation Black Americans, but they're wearing Foundation Black American clothes. Like they're wearing a LeBron James jersey. They got a Jay-Z New York hat on saying they despise Foundation Black Americans. This is hilarious. They're wearing Timbs saying this stuff. They're dressing like us, saying how much they despise us. Like, sure you do, bub. You admire us, and it hates you. Yeah. So I'm gonna give a fair warning to American Dream and cancel right now. If you guys start to view this live stream henceforward, my wrench gang just might start timing you out. Like this might not be the live for you. It ain't safe. This live ain't safe for the cancels and the American Dreams. So, Chad, if you feel like you got a timeout, cancel American Dream for 5 minutes, go ahead and do it. That's your discernment. I'm not saying you got to do it. I'm just saying if it's on your heart to time out American Dream or cancel for 5, 10 minutes, if that's something you feel like you need to do, it makes, what I mean, it's on your heart to do, I say go with your heart. You dig? Simple as that. So I'm giving a fair warning to American Dream and cancel. This might not be the live for you. Okay, so you can chat and ask questions and be, a distraction, but somebody with a wrench might time you out for 5 to 10 minutes. If it's on their heart. Okay. You dig? I'm on code 1,000%. I got no love for y'all like that. My lineage comes first. I will never choose you guys over my lineage. You tethers. I'm speaking to tethers. Okay, tethers. I don't want them to spin it. So I want to remind us, we don't have a problem with Jamaica, the Caribbean. We don't have a problem with Africa and its 54 states. We got a problem. Matter of fact, we love the Caribbean. We love Haiti. We love Brazil. We love North Sentinel. We love Africa. Okay. We don't love the tethers within North Sentinel, if there are any. We don't love the tethers within the continent of Africa. We don't love the tethers in Haiti. We don't love the tethers in the Caribbean. Okay. So let's make a distinction. I think that need to be said. Let me read some chats. So Dottie says the Caribbean Reparation Advocacy Group stopped playing. Pan-Nigerian baseball caps and jerseys are white American claws. Okay, so look, let's just call in. Let's call in. Shit, can I type? Can I spell? Okay, so Pan-Nigerian. I just tagged you and asked you, do you want the number? Okay, the phone number. If you don't want the phone number, if you're not going to call in, then we will time you out because you don't have freedom here to like just rant and be an op, right? This channel is for FBAs and FBA supporters only. We don't really tolerate ops like that. You dig? So Pan-Nigerian, call in. Let's talk about European clothing. Let's talk about baseball caps. Let's talk about if that's white folks culture or FBA culture. Let's have an honest discussion, which we can't seem to do with each other's because you are a dishonest folks, no different than white supremacists. And that's why we don't treat you no different than white supremacists. All right. Just trying to be different. Okay. So let me put the phone number in there. Okay. So just an honest conversation. We can talk about, I don't have a problem talking about who owns Nike, who owns Timberland. I don't got a problem with that. I could tell you one thing: FBAs don't own Nike, FBAs don't own Timberland, and FBAs don't own the New York Yankee hat. I got no problem admitting that. That's easy. You see how transparent I am? That's easy to admit. Nah, we don't make Nike. We don't own or make Nike. We don't own or make Timberlands. We don't own and make most of the fashion we wear. The shades, the hats. Yeah, nah. I can admit that, bro. That's not hard for me to admit. I'm not gonna lie like a tether and say, nah, we do own this stuff. No, we don't own Nike. We don't own Timberland. We don't own the New York Yankee hat. We don't. But nah, bro, you got to call in the first number. Call in the first number, and then when you call in the first number, this it's gonna ask you for an access code, and the second number is the access code. See, FBAs, we don't mind being honest. Okay, we don't mind being honest. Some of us, it's 43 million of us, so I'm sure some of us are liars, just like tethers, like like Larry Elder, and Thomas Sowell, and Candace Owens, and Anton Daniels. I believe they're all FBA and they're liars, right? So some of us can be liars, just like y'all. Lying isn't a race thing. Lying isn't an ethnic thing, like how white supremacists like to position it. So the bottom line is this: you can align yourself up with white supremacists, or you can align yourself up with Foundation Black Americans. That's it. Like that's really the grade. That's really the black and white. You're either with us or you're against us. That's it. Cancel. I said you got tethered energy. I don't know who you are. I will never know who you are, brother. You have to just tell me, and I will accept whatever you say. So cancel. You can call in and see an FBA. I will believe you as long as you don't have a accent that says otherwise. right? But if you call in and see FBA, I'm gonna say, hey, cancels FBA. But that doesn't mean I still agree with the things you say. Okay, Larry Elder is FBA, but he gives off tether energy, but he's FBA. Thomas Sowell is FBA. Anton Daniels, from what I know, is FBA, but they all give off. Candace Owens is for sure FBA, but they all give off tether energy. That's all I'm saying. Ain't a big deal. So, Pan Nigerian, you said Tariq. I can't really speak for Tariq, but I can like say a little something here and there. But I'm not Tariq Nasheed. My name is Unbiased Ron. I can only speak for myself like that. I can speak on Tariq by what's public, but I can't tell you about Tariq Nasheed in his private life. I couldn't tell you. Only about what's public. So your tether energy is I don't know which. Hey yo, global post news. Which is worse, tether energy or white supremacist energy? Like I wrestle with that. I don't know which one annoyed me worse. I, that's bad. That's bad. That tether energy can be on the same plateau as white supremacist energy. I don't know which is worse because both get me to a different place. Yeah, Jesse Lee Peterson, Muck Muck said the godfather of Sambos. And yeah, now I agree with that. But listen, I could tolerate Jesse Lee Peterson more than I can tolerate any tether or any white supremacist. Okay. Uh yeah. So Jesse Lee Peterson, he's bad, but he ain't bad like those guys. Those tethers and white supremacists, they're bad like Michael Jackson. They're Michael Jackson bad. Um Jesse Lee Peterson, he's not Michael Jackson bad. He's more like Bad Boys bad. You dig? Martin Lawrence and Will Smith bad, which is comical. You dig? Okay. Hey, Pangerian. I mean, listen, I don't know everything about Turk Nasheed. I'm not a Turk Nasheedologist. So, Pan Nigerian, it's possible that you might know something about Turk Nasheed that I don't know. I'm not him. I don't know everything he said. So but I would like to hear it though. If you say he's lying, you will the burden and proof will be on you. You got to call in and talk about what he lied about or what he didn't lie about, and we'll go from there. But I can't just say he's a liar because you say it. That's that I'm white and I say so. And you got to know, like, we're not for that. All right. Oh, hold on. So you know what? Let me do this. Let me do this because I gave the phone number. Did I? Yeah, I gave the phone number for oh boy. Let me give it again. Shit. Okay, so they get a phone number. I don't know what else you want me to do. Shit. Oh my God. Look at this. What else can I do? I gave you the phone number. I was really hoping for Charlie Kirk's supporters to call in and to tune in, and they probably will in due time. But that's what I was hoping for. Okay. Um, Pan-Nigerian. Listen, if you call in the first phone number, right, it's going to ask you for an access code, brother or sister. I don't know what you are, but let me just say this. This is the access code. So this is the only matter of fact, let me just reword it as code. I think this is going to be better for you. Okay, there you go. So you got the phone number, right? So now that is the code. You said it asked for a code. That's the code, right? You got the code now. Mm. There go your code. Right, everybody did like the video, but I really need more support. You guys did your thing. You guys supported, you guys tuned in, but I'm telling you, for myself to reach people like to get people you see, and look, about what was it, January? Around January, I was getting so much FBA support that Chaotic Truth called into my channel. I didn't have to call into his. He called into mine. Okay, that support has faded away since then. I need you guys to support like hell. And I promise you, like I promised you before, I will get the big dogs to come. I will use my live views as leverage to get people to come talk to me and get cooked. Okay? All these folks that got FBA in their mouth, they are all clout chasers. They love clout. Okay? So when they see the numbers is right and feasible, they're going to call in. Trust me. I just need the numbers. So a couple nights ago, I had 90 live viewers. That was nice, but it's not good enough. To be honest, to get these guys to even consider me, it got to be at like 200, which it was at one point before I got suspended. All right, hold on. So don't talk just yet because I have to change your name. So I'm just going to change your name to something random, like caller one. I'll change it again, right? I just don't want your number to show on the live stream. So hold on. I want to protect your privacy because I don't want my number to show. All right, let me just do caller one. Okay, you can talk now. So it says caller one. So now, what name do you want me? Did you want to go by? I can rename you.
You can leave the caller one. It don't matter. Pan-Nigerian, whatever.
Okay. You see, what you said, Nigerian?
You can whatever. If it's easy to just leave it at caller one, that's cool.
But are you Nigerian?
I'm part Nigerian. One of my parents.
I'm gonna do a caller one in. So
Yeah.
are you is the other part FBA?
Nah, it's Black American, Black African American. I ain't FBA.
No, okay, brother.
Like, I don't play like that, bro.
Okay,
like, y'all, that's y'all speaking. Y'all trying to remix.
Just hold on. I'm just trying to understand. Are you Nigerian and Black American? Like somebody came, like another parent could trace their lineage to slavery.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're also listen. We will call that FBA. You don't got to call it that. What I'm saying is, for the sake of just unison, that we will call you FBA, even though you wouldn't call yourself that. Like for example, you ever heard of the Hebrew Israelites?
Yep.
Okay, so the Hebrew Israelites will call you an Israelite whether you believe it or not. The Nation of Islam will call you a Muslim whether you believe it or not. So why does it change with us? We're going to call you FBA because of what you just said, whether you agree or not. So nothing changes. The Hebrew Israelites will call you Israel. The Nation of Islam will call you Muslim. The Moors will call you a Moor, and FBAs, we will call you FBA. That's all. You don't got to agree to the term, but just know for the sake of clarity, like you will be eligible if it was such a thing. Okay. That's all. So I wasn't arguing with you. You know what I mean? I'm just talking to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you a little hostile. All right. So anyway, brother, whatever's in your mind, go ahead, bro. It's all you.
Nah, I just don't understand why it got to change. Why we got to remix it again? Like, what's wrong with just Black American or African American? Why we got to be some? You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm not understanding that.
I got you. So earlier, I was playing. So okay. So let me give you the white Republican conservative position on that. So are you familiar with there's a reparations claim or even discussion in America, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the white Republican conservative position is we're not going to pay everybody who claims to be Black reparations. The white Republican conservative position is we're only going to pay those who actually can trace their lineage to slavery. That is the white Republican conservative position.
Okay.
Okay. So watch this. So as foundational, I call myself foundational Black American and ADOS and American freedom, all interchangeable. But listen, the greater point is this. The greater point is that all Blacks that come to this country, when they apply for something, they don't get to, if they come from Nigeria, Nigeria is not on the application or the form. Haiti is not on the form. Not Brazil. It's going to say Black African American. Do we agree so far?
Yes, we agree.
Okay. So even though they're actual Haitian, right? Even though they're potentially a Dominican brother, even though they are a Nigerian brother, they will have to select Black African American, right?
Yes. For more than likely, yes.
Well, yeah, that's the only option. There's no Nigerian there, but it's only Black African American. Because you got to select non-Hispanic.
Only reason I said more than likely is because sometimes they do have little ethnic things where, because you got to speak it, because like Haitian people talk, with the French Creole and
Hey, bro,
they got,
I've never seen that. And bro, I work in housing. Okay, so all these people I'm talking about, they got to apply for housing, right? And I work in housing.
Yeah.
They got to apply for housing, and the only thing there for them is Black and African American. That's it. There's no Creole. There's no nothing but Black. And the housing is federal. Okay, so
hold on. I'm just saying, bro. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, sure.
I'm saying I just like I said more than likely. So I'm agreeing with you. Most of the time that's not going to be the case, but I'm just speaking from what I know. Because you asked me, I'm telling you, sometimes
I got you.
Specific, it don't really matter. It don't really matter. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, I got you.
It does matter for the people. I got you. But caller one, it does matter for the people who gotta pay. So, brother, if I crash into your car, right? I'm sorry. I'm gonna remix it. If you crash into my car. And if it's only me in the car and I go to sue you, right? You can respect that. You can say, okay, fine, this guy gonna sue me. But you're not gonna respect my sister saying she was in the car and when she wasn't, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how white Americans think also. So white Americans, they only want to pay if they have to pay. So that's the if they have to pay reparations, they only want to pay to those that they believe is deserving. That means they have a lineage to slavery. They're not going to pay Haitians, Jamaicans, Nigerians, Sudanese people, or people from Ghana or Burkina Faso. They ain't paying them. They're going to pay the people who were harmed or the descendants of the people who were harmed. So that matters. Yep. Okay, so that's why we have to come with a different term than black or African American, because every black that comes into the country qualifies for a black person or African American, in spite of the fact that they are not descendants of those who were harmed. Does that make sense?
Yes. No, actually, that's what I want to say, bro. Like, it sounds good, but yo, if it was about reparations, bro, how the heck would somebody that's not American, a foreigner, like, how would they get involved in that? How would they even know about that, bro? That would be a black American thing. They wouldn't.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all are like making it seem like everybody wants this, like it's going to slip through the cracks and they're going to get more than us. Like, yo, if that I don't even see how that is even possible. Like, how? You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
You know, I know what you're saying, bro. Because I heard this shit a million times.
Wait, no. Let me ask.
Okay,
Wait.
okay,
So let me ask you a question, because you're not talking to Yvette Carnell. You're not talking to Tariq Nasheed. Okay, you're talking to
I know that, bro. I know.
Okay.
I know that.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, I believe I go deeper than them. I believe I do more research than them. Okay, watch this.
Yep.
Watch this. Nigeria. Are you familiar with that country?
Yes.
What is their negative stigma?
Scamming.
Okay. So if Nigerians come to America, you don't think they will say, hey, what about me with reparations? You don't think that's going to be a problem? You don't think that's going to be an issue?
How many people you think is really going? You think?
Okay.
You think you need to tell me a college?
Hey,
hold
bro.
on, hold on. You
bro.
ask me a question, you won't let me answer.
All right,
ask me a question, you will not let me answer.
Go ahead, because I already know where you're going.
No, well, how you know where I'm going? I'm damn near forgot the question. You know what I'm saying? I say, yo, what I'm trying to say is this, bro. Yeah, there might be Nigerian scammers, but you mean to tell me a college professor that's Nigerian or a Nigerian doctor is going to be running around trying to scam or somebody reparations? Like, come on, bro. Like, you know it can happen.
Yes.
But let me ask you this, right? So you mean to tell me that's going to
wait.
Let me ask you this real quick.
Respond to that first.
Go ahead.
Okay. I got to respond to that. So let's go back to the car accident.
Okay.
I don't care if it's only one Nigerian to say, hey, what about me? Do you think a white American wants that one Nigerian who's undeserving of reparations to get reparations? Do you believe that?
Do I believe what?
Okay, I'll say it again. You said how many Nigerians are going to start claiming that they need reparations as a scam? And I'm asking you, let's say if it's only one. Let's say if it's only one. Let's say I'm wrong, you're right. Only one Nigerian, only one African will actually scam and try to tag onto reparations. Do you think white Americans want to pay that one scammer reparations money?
First of all, I don't even think it's about white Americans, bro. It's going to be between black Americans and whatever corporations or whatever whoever has something to do with that. It's not about the public. That's my opinion. That's my opinion, and I'm telling you. Like,
I got
you know what I'm trying to say?
I got it. Wait. Okay, wait. No, I will. But I want you to be educated on the topic. Okay, so
I am, bro. I am.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this. So when we're suing for reparations, who do you believe we're suing?
For one, it's gonna be banks. It's gonna be certain insurance companies.
No. That's wrong. That's wrong. So I'll try again.
Who you supposed to go to?
Okay, so you gotta humble yourself, brother. We're not.
I am, bro. I'm answering your question.
Okay.
Who we suing? Who do you sue?
We're not. Okay, let me tell you who we're not suing. We're not suing banks. We're not suing plantation owners. We're suing the United States government. So you need to know that going forward. We're not suing states and cities and towns. We're suing the government, and I'll tell you why. Because states, their money fluctuates. States get sued, by the way. States lose money, they gain money. Alabama and Mississippi are some of the poorest states in America. You won't get much money from them. Okay? So, but the American government, they have the most money in America. Ain't no state can compete with them. Okay, this is why they win their cases 85, 90% in court, because they have the resources, i.e., money. So we're not going to the small fish. We're going to the big fish because the big fish was compliant and the big fish had ignored and allowed these state laws and city policies to overrule federal government constitutional laws. So we are suing federal government, not the banks, not some Negro, not some white guy in Mississippi. The federal government, who has all the money, by the way, the federal government is responsible for all the money that the country kicks out, bring in, all that, not the states. So you got to understand federalism. Federalism is a thing. It's not made up by unbiased sports. That's a real, or biased drawn. That's a real thing. So we're suing the federal government who money does not disappear or fluctuate. That thing is constant. Okay. And they took out their troops, their Union troops. They took out their Union troops in the South, knowing that Black Americans will be subjective to these hateful, destroyed Southerners. And they gave us no protection. And they allowed these guys to have Jim Crow for over 150 years, marginalizing us and depriving us and stripping us for wealth. So no, we're suing the federal government first, that's just first and foremost. We're coming to states and cities and even Africa later. But first and foremost, federal government.
Let me ask you this, right? How can a foreigner, right, especially a cat that don't even speak English good, he don't know his way around like that, right? He a cab driver. How you gonna prove that his lineage go back 200 years? How you gonna prove that, bro?
Okay, good question. All right, brother. First of all, if he can't, I know he can't. If he can't even show that he has Southern roots, he's done. Because 90%.
So why are you worried about it?
Wait. You asked the question. Let me answer. Let me finish the answer.
Yep.
90% of us, 90% of FBAs have Southern roots. So most foreigners, okay, watch this. Let me share something with you. The foreigners, the immigrants, the Black foreigners today that's in America, they are in New York and Florida more than any place else in the country. Florida and New York. Millions. They're not in Mississippi, North Carolina, Virginia, i.e. the slave states. So they have no historical background in the slave states. So it's so easy to prove they're not us because they can't date back to a slave state. For example, bro, I was born in New Jersey, right? But if you trace my lineage, it goes back to Mississippi, North Carolina, okay, and other slave states. So I can literally easily trace my lineage to 1860s, 1840s. A foreigner cannot do that. Most of them can't trace their lineage past 1980. So this is an easy resolution because we know how to.
That's why. But that's what I'm saying. That's why there's no need to come up with ADOS and FBA and the next one and the next one, because like you just said, we have to, because if we don't change it up, if we don't specify, then they're gonna be paying everybody. You just said it yourself. How they gonna get paid if they can't prove that they go back there? So that's what I'm trying to say, bro. That's my whole thing.
Let me answer that question.
I mean, I'm not tripping.
Wait. So let me answer that. Hey, bro, just because they can't prove it doesn't mean they won't make an attempt to collect. So what we got to do, that's why we create.
Come on, man.
Wait, hold on. Hey,
come on, bro. That's conspiracy theories for no reason.
No.
Come on,
hey,
bro. Let me say this right quick.
Wait. I gotta respond first. All right. Because you say conspiracy theories, bro. You're not more scientific. I don't know you from a paint in the wall, but you're not more scientific literate than me at all on no level, my boy. Okay? Okay, wait. I'm not done with my little 30-second
I'm
rant.
listening, man. I'm listening,
Okay,
bro. I'm listening.
so conspiracy theories. Okay, watch this. Conspiracy theorists are typically anti-science. I'm talking to you now. You're not more scientific literate than me on no level at all. I will cook you on chemistry right now. Okay, so I'm not a conspiracy. Wait. You gotta let me finish my thought. I'm not a conspiracy.
Man. I'm listening, bro.
Okay, I'm not a conspiracy theorist because I'm pro science and I'm pro chemistry, my boy. I will cook you on chemistry right now, live for everybody. So stop. All right. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist because I'm pro science. Go.
Only reason I said, because I didn't mean it literally, but I just said it because it's like you don't even got no information to go off, and we got to get this whole hysteria that, oh, the Africans is going to take out reparations, and the Jamaicans is, and you know what I mean? And this is what I was going to say, right? So you got mad people, right? We already in the same communities, right? So all these black people going to get their reparations, and what they not going to spend it with Jamaicans and Haitians. A lot of these cats is married to Haitians, like my parents. But one of my parents gonna keep her bread away from the other one. Like, we already intertwined, so it really don't matter, bro. Like, we doing a lot of nothing, and it really, I think cats don't really want to do the hard work. I think we just want to bicker back and forth and diss other black people because that's easy. Yo, the hard work is getting bread together, meeting up with each other, building.
Wait.
Strategizing. Right?
Wait.
No?
Wait,
Am I wrong? Am I wrong, bro?
Yes.
Am I wrong? Did I say something wrong? All right, go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead. Put me on. Give me right, bro.
I'm 5 seconds.
Okay.
Getting bread with who? You said getting bread. You said getting bread together. Getting bread with who?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, us, the community, right? The community, right?
No.
Define
the community.
You don't need the black community, bro. Black Americans.
No. When you say black, When you say black, right?
Americans, bro.
Americans, no. Don't say Americans. See, this is why.
Well, you know who I'm talking about. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
No. Hold on. Brother, listen.
I didn't say Jamaicans, bro. I didn't say Caribbean. I didn't say African, bro. Like, come on, bro. You heard what I said.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Like, come on, man. Like,
wait. Hold on.
We too old.
Wait.
Yo,
Just relax.
Okay, Hey, I'm listening, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Okay, brother, you said black community, right?
Yes.
Okay, are Jamaicans black?
Yes, but that's not who I was talking about. That's why I didn't include them. I'm being specific in my language, bro.
Hold on. I'm not done.
Yeah.
Are Nigerians black?
Yes.
Are Haitians black?
But then I said, yes.
Wait.
Black Americans,
okay,
bro.
Okay, hold on. Wait, hold on.
Like, come on, man.
Wait.
Yo, you need a serious for, like, I'm like, because I'm not joking, man. I'm like, I'm not a kid.
Hold on.
I'm not a little kid.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's talk. You're the one dominating the conversation. You talk, it's my turn, and you're over me now. I'm just laughing, having fun. Okay.
My bad, bro.
So you said the black community, and you left it at that. And I just asked you, are Haitians black, are Jamaicans black, or Nigerians black? You said yes. See, you're adding the confusion because and this is why it's important to say ADOS, so there's no confusion. This is why it's important to say FBA or American freedmen. Therefore, there is zero confusion. You're not considering those three ethnic groups that I just mentioned. That's why it's that important. So I just proved my point with you added to the confusion. Because when you said the black community, that means nothing. That's any black person in America. And
I don't know if you heard me, right?
Yeah. Okay, so then you said, wait. So there's one more second.
Yeah.
Then you said, I meant black Americans, bro. But I thought we just agreed. That Nigerians, Jamaicans, Haitians, they also select black African American. So you still didn't.
But I'm trying to say though, for the point of the conversation, that's why I was saying that. I mean, we're not filling out paperwork right now. You know what I'm saying? We know when we talk about black Americans, we know who we talking about, bro. We should know. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me say this, bro.
No, we don't know. We don't know. Be specific.
Let me say, can I say this right now?
That's confusion. Go ahead.
Why are you guessing? Let me say this, right? If I go outside right now, right, and I say to any person, they say, yo, you see that FBA dude across the street? You see that ADOS dude across the street? You see that Freeman dude across the street? You think they gonna know what I'm talking about, bro?
Okay,
Everybody's not online all the time, bro.
Wait. So now let me respond.
Nobody I know in real life, nobody I know in real life knows those terms, bro.
Okay.
Nobody I know in real life knows those terms.
Of course, they're cool. Let me
so
respond.
You making it seem like
wait. No. Let me respond. Let me respond. See, you called in. You called in. I'm being fair. You're being unfair. Okay.
Why?
Because you're not sharing the mic. Now, bro.
Okay, my bad, bro. My bad. Okay, I'm trying to respond to you, though.
Okay, no, but you gotta listen in order to respond correctly. Okay, so if I go to my Chinese neighbor and say, look at the African American right there, and I point to a dark-skinned man. Okay, listen. If I go to my Chinese neighbor and say, look at the African American, and I point to a dark-skinned man, does that Chinese person know whether that person is Nigerian, Jamaican, or a Black American? Do that Chinese person know?
Probably not. No.
Okay, now watch this. Watch this. If I go to that same neighbor and say, look at that Jamaican man. When I say Jamaican man, is that Chinese person confused that person is not from Jamaica, he's from Nigeria or America? Is he confused?
I don't see why they would be.
Okay.
If you tell them that they're Jamaican.
Okay, cool. I don't know if you caught it. You see how I said African American and he couldn't discern whether that dude was Jamaican, Nigerian, Black American. But once I said, look at that Jamaican man, he knew that this guy is from the country only, Jamaica, not Nigeria, not America. You see how when I say Jamaica, it's exclusive to all other Blacks. I'm pointing to a specific Black person only. If I say, look at that guy, that Sudanese man, Ethiopian man, Eritrean, Nigerian, you only think about that country and those countrymen. You don't think about other Blacks of the diaspora or the continent. But if you say, look at the African American, that can be the diaspora, that can be the continent, that can be people in actual Black America. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand, yo. But I got you. I got you fully. I understand your logic.
Okay, so respond to that. Wrong. I'm just respond to that.
That's what I'm trying to do. My response is we talking about proving your lineage back to America for centuries. That's what we're talking about. Now, how does that matter with somebody in the street looking at people, bro? You know what I'm trying to say, bro? Like, why does it matter to the Chinese person? Why does that matter to the Chinese? So what you want? So what are you trying to say? You want people to be like, all right, yo, ADOS is a totally different, like, yo, bro, the Black American is the group. That's the name. Like, so what is confusing? We know who we are. You know who you are, right?
No, it should not.
Right?
No,
you know who you are, right?
Wait, hold on.
Do you know who you are, bro? Or somebody's gonna throw you off because they throw their flag up. Now that confuses you. I'm asking you a question, bro. Or I'm the only one that got to answer questions.
I got it. But caller one, you can't bully me to a response that you
want to hear. My bad, bro. My bad. That's how we talk, man.
How old are you, man? That's how.
I ain't no little boy.
Okay, you asked how old I am.
That's how we talk, man.
Okay. You asked how old I am. I'm 47. How old are you?
I'm a couple years younger than you. Like, come on, man. We talk.
Okay, hold on.
And you from Jersey? Come on, bro.
Yeah. So hold on now. So you see what happens? I'm 47. I don't sound like it, and I don't look it. I don't sound like it, and I don't look it. Okay, that's why folks got to ask me all the time how old I am, because when they ask that question, they think I'm actually younger than what I am. I know. When they ask me that question, I know they believe I'm younger than what I am. That's why I pump my chest and say 47, 1977, December 15. All right. So I sound younger and I look younger than I am. Okay. I got 30-year-olds howling at your boy. You dig? Okay, so now let me go. Let me move on. Let me move on from there.
Yep.
You dig? I'm just blessed with those type of those FBA genetics. So now you just said I know it. You just said I know it's confusing. Now, some folks are religious. Some folks are religious. Some black folks are religious. So let me speak to them.
Yep.
They know Romans 14:33. God is not the author of confusion. They know that. So anybody who believes in God, they know God does not stamp confusion. You just said, I know it's confusion. Okay, God recognized confusion and he associated that with the devil. Okay, I'm not religious, but I know my religion. Okay, my textbooks, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. I'll cook anybody. Okay, so anyway, God's not the author of confusion. I think it might be 34. It might be Romans 14:34. Okay, but the point is, confusion is seen in the Bible as a bad thing. You said confusion in the Bible. God looks at confusion as a satanic thing. I just want to highlight that. Now, if you're not religious, then just omit that. But if you are, you got to be held to that. All right. So now, my name is Unbiased Ron. I pride myself to be a translator, not educator, because I'm not. I don't have no degrees. I don't have no associates. I don't have no bachelors. I don't have no masters or PhDs. I'm none of that. I'm just a high school graduate that got common sense and know how to research properly. Okay, so I don't want to confuse nobody. I'm not trying to hype myself up. I'm just a regular guy. Yes. Okay. I'm just a regular guy who just smart, right? And I know how to research properly. Brother, if it's confusing, then it's wrong. Let me give you an example. If a police officer, it's going to be extreme, but it's a good example. If a police officer draws his gun on you and say, get out the car, and say, put your hands up, but the second officer say, put your hands down. So now you got two different commands. You got and they say, I'm going to, and they got their hands on the trigger. They're saying, I'm going to shoot both officers. The first one saying, put your hands up. And the second one is saying, put your hands down. That's confusing. That's confusion. And you might die that night based on that confusion. So confusion is a negative thing. Biblically, it's a negative thing in the police force when they pull you over. When you get confused, you die. If you're a black man, regardless FBA or Nigerian or Jamaican, you're gonna die that night if the officers are giving confusing commands. So confusion is not a good thing, bro. It's a bad thing. So for you to say it might be confusing and you kept on with it, no, that's wrong. If it's confusion is bad, we need to clear that up so we can understand without confusion. So my thing is, bro, my podcast, I provide no confusion. I pride myself on providing clarity, okay, education, information. I don't add confusion to anything I say. And when I go live, if the chat thinks what I'm saying is confusing, I will have them ask the question. I will rephrase it, or they can call in like you, and I will clear up the confusion. But I don't rest my hat on confusion, and neither should you. But you did that. You rest your hat on confusion just now.
You see, okay, that's what you say. But what I'm trying to say about the confusion part
you actually did. Yeah, you actually did.
I did. I know I said that, bro. And I'm trying to.
But you should never do that.
I'm trying to elaborate, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. Like I'm talking, and the thing about it is if you hear a word somebody saying, let them explain
confusion is bad, bro.
Confusion on the word.
No, confusion.
Well, yeah, what was the context? What was the context? Yeah, but what was the context I was using that word in? You focused on the word, and it's like, what was I saying? What was I trying to say when I said that word?
Hey, caller one. Can you give me any example where can you give me? I will go on mute. Can you give me an example? Can you give me an example of confusion being a positive? I'm on mute. Go.
I didn't say it was a positive thing, bro. I'm not trying to say it was a positive thing. I'm saying I'm using the word in a sentence talking about something. And what was I even talking about? Like, you stuck on the word confusion. If you try to get me
that's a bad word.
was,
I'm stuck on bad words. But go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, you're right. I'm stuck on bad words.
Okay. Well, the confusing part is what? You making yourself confused because you act like you don't know who's who and what's what. You know what I'm saying? Black Americans don't eat fufu, right? Right? No, you don't hear me? I asked you a question, bro. Like, or did you hang the phone up on me?
Go ahead, bro. I'm in the bathroom. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. What I'm trying to say is, it really ain't no reason for the confusion. Y'all acting confused. That's why y'all added new titles and new names, and y'all act like that's not confusing. You know? Nobody don't know who ADOS is unless you on Twitter all day or YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Now, y'all need to stop acting like everybody's hip to that. You know, that's your thing. Yeah, you could remix what we got with what everybody already know. You know, and I'm not, man, I don't know. Hey, yo, I don't know what happened to bro, man. Bro.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. I don't know what happened to you, bro.
No,
I thought you hung up on me.
I'm out of range of like Bluetooth. So I'm saying just go ahead and do your thing. I'm coming back in range. I had to use the bathroom. So I'm out of range. I'm using the bathroom. So go ahead and talk. You talk. I come back.
Hey, yo, I just want to know why the chat, man, like every time somebody asks a question or they don't follow along with your little cult movement, you go start calling people tethers. Like come on, bro. Like, y'all are playing games, man. Y'all not trying to win. That's what I think. That's what I think about y'all FBAs in the chat. Y'all not trying to win, bro. Oh, yo, tethers. Oh, he ain't following. He ain't staying undermining. And he ain't saying what we saying, yo. Oh, he get tethered, bro. Like, man, y'all wasting time, bro. This is the attention deficit. Hey. Like, yo, bro, I sound like I'm playing games, bro. I sound like I'm up here just like trying to argue with you. Well, I sound like I'm up here trying to waste time, bro, or am I trying to come to some type of understanding? It's definitely a cult, bro. Mr. Muck, the general, is definitely a cult. Because y'all say the same exact thing over and over.
Hey, bro, can I respond?
Yeah.
Okay, now you just said, so I'm a cookie real fast. You said we say the same exact things. Okay, so are you familiar with are you familiar with Tariq Nasheed?
That's a fact, bro. I know about Tariq.
Wait, bro. I'm asking you a question. Are you familiar? Yeah, you said we're a cult and we say the same exact thing. Are you familiar with Tariq Nasheed?
Yes.
Okay, what is his stance on vaccines?
That I stopped messing with him when he started talking
about. No. Hey, bro, listen. That's not my question.
I don't know about that part. I don't know about that part.
Okay. So listen and learn. Okay. He is against vaccines. Okay. So he is against vaccines. None of his kids are vaccinated. He's not vaccinated, bro. I'm 100% vaccinated. So now you just said we say the same things. We're a cult. Hey, bro, I don't know what cult that you ever heard of where folks go opposite of each other ideas. He is anti-vaccines. I'm pro-vaccines. Okay, so we couldn't be a cult because we actually disagree. He is vehemently. Okay, no, it doesn't matter what else. I'm saying right there. Well, it's many. I could point out many things that he's for. I'm against. It's a plethora of things, bro. It's a plethora of things. Like it's a couple guys. Like he defends Carmelo Anthony. I think Carmelo Anthony, he was wilding. Stabbed dude in the heart. I think he's wilding. Okay, so that's another thing. Okay, so dude, you just cooked yourself. You just said we're a cult. We believe the same things. I just gave you two examples of where I disagree with the masses.
Okay, so you now you cook me because of that, but you want to overlook the whole FBA thing. You wasn't talking about FBA before Tyreek. You didn't get that from him.
Wait.
You didn't get that from him, bro.
Okay, so watch this. So how do you identify yourself? So you don't call yourself foundation
Black American, bro.
Wait.
No,
okay.
Black African American, bro.
Okay. So where did you get? Where did you get? Okay, I got you. Now watch. I'm gonna cook you. Yep. So where did you get that from?
I got that from society, bro. I got that from society.
No. Oh, okay. Wait. Okay. So let me educate you, my boy. You're my son now. You got that from Jesse Jackson. Okay, so Jesse Jackson.
That's a cat, bro. That's a cat.
Okay. So tell me where you got the term African American from, if not Jesse Jackson. Educate me.
Yo, bro, Jesse Jackson, he brought it back. They was saying that before. You can even read Malcolm X and all them. They was talking about that.
Wait. Hey, bro. Let me further cook you, my boy. I'm an ex-FOI member. Listen, bro. Listen.
Okay.
I got my ex. I was a member of the Nation of Islam. They ain't never called themselves African American. Stop lying.
Yo, you never read? Yo, can I ask you this real quick? You never read Malcolm when he was referring to Afro? He said Afro. He said Afro American. You never heard Malcolm say that?
Bro, look what you just said.
I didn't say the whole nation.
Wait. Hey, bro. Listen. I can tell you.
Yeah, bro. I don't want to argue. I don't want to argue.
We're not arguing back and forth.
I'm not.
No.
Okay.
Hey, bro. Relax. Listen, we're not arguing. We're dialoguing about history, and we're talking about Malcolm X, which you don't know more about than me. And matter of fact, nobody in the chat, not just you, nobody in the chat know more Malcolm than me. All right. So not just you, nobody in the chat know more Malcolm than me. Now, Malcolm X, when he says Afro, bro, I guarantee you he was out of the Nation of Islam. He was no longer a member.
Okay.
Wait. But let me finish though, because he's no longer Malcolm X. He's Malik El Shabazz, my boy. So you gotta get the name right.
Okay.
You said Malcolm X.
Right.
Malcolm X denotes a Nation of Islam member, a registered member. Well, no, not your bad. I'm gonna deal with that right now. I'm gonna deal with that. Okay, so the Nation of Islam, they use the term black, not African, not Afro. The Nation of Islam through Elijah Muhammad, Master Muhammad, they use the term black. The black man is God. The message to the black man was the book from Elijah Muhammad, by the way. Not the African man, not the Afro man. It was called the message to the black man. Yeah, you will get cooked today, my boy. You got the right guy today. Okay, now watch this. Malcolm X is not the author. Wait, hold on. Malcolm X is not the author of the doctrine. Malcolm X is a member of the doctrine. Elijah Muhammad is the author of the doctrine. So you don't use Malcolm X as an authoritative figure. You use Elijah Muhammad, the leader. When Malcolm X spoke, he always said the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches. He never said I teaches. He always said the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches A, B, and C. So you're talking to the right guy, my boy. Like I said, I'm not Yvette Carnell. I'm not Tone Talks. I'm not Tariq Nasheed. I'm Bias Ron, and I think I do more research than anybody. All right? So you're talking to the right guy. So he always quoted the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So Malcolm X is no authoritative figure in that aspect. Go, your go.
Yo, what I was saying is, you said Jesse Jackson was the one that came up with the Afro American.
Okay, so start. Okay, start right there.
All right.
Okay, sorry right there. Okay, so outside of Jesse Jackson, Who else said African American? Go, Brad. Wait, be careful.
I was just
wait,
telling you. I was just telling you, and you cut me off, and you started preaching about the nation and all that.
Who?
I was telling you, Malcolm said, come on, Malik Shabazz. Malik Shabazz. Yes, he did.
No.
He did. He referred.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, bro. How you gonna tell me what I know? How you gonna tell me what I know, man? You asked me a question. I'm trying to answer you, and you cutting me off, and I don't know what you got going on up here, man.
No. I don't got nothing going on. Hey, bro, I want you to Google this. Okay. So don't rely on me. I'm biased, Ron. I want you to Google this. Google African American, Malcolm X, or Jesse Jackson. That's all. While we're talking.
Yo, Malcolm, I'm trying to tell you something, bro. You keep cutting me off. Malcolm said Afro-American. What is Afro-American?
Okay. Hey, bro. Listen, look what you're saying.
How come I ask you a question and you don't answer me? How come it's like that?
Hey, bro.
How come you ask me a question, I answer it?
Okay.
And I ask you, but you don't answer
I'm
me.
going.
And you
okay, so you got
dialogue.
look. You said ask you. Look what you said. You said you asked me now, so let me answer. You asked me, let me answer.
Okay.
If Malcolm, okay. First of all, Black Americans never unanimously call themselves Afro-American, my boy. You need a history check. Okay. So we never called ourselves on a consensus Afro-American. You're talking like a white supremacist right now. Hey, bro, Jesse Jackson.
Man.
Okay, look. This is not hard. Jesse, we have. Hey, bro. No, hey, bro. Show me an application form. Show me a document where it said Afro-American. And if you do that, then I'll say I concede. Okay, show me a document.
Malcolm said that.
Okay, look
I
what you're saying.
Malcolm saying that, bro.
Wait.
I remember that.
Hey, look what you're saying.
Man, come on, man.
Look. Hey, bro, listen. You gotta. I'm listening to you. Okay. You gotta listen to me now. I'm listening to you.
Listening, man.
Okay, listen to me.
Yeah, I'm listening, bro.
You're saying Malcolm. Okay, so I'm saying I'm giving you that. I don't believe it, but I'm giving that. I'm saying I don't believe he said that, but I'm gonna give you that. Just because Malcolm X, listen. Just because Malcolm X said Afro-American, that doesn't mean the masses took on that ethnic identity. You're not listening to me now. Wait. Listen to me now.
Okay.
When Jesse Jackson said African American, you know what happened afterwards? Do you know what happened afterwards?
It got popular.
Okay. So
he popularized it.
Okay. So when Malcolm X said Afro-American, did it become popular?
People were saying it. He wasn't the only one saying it. And that movement at that time, people were saying it, bro.
I'm asking.
Yo,
look.
Yo, bro. I'm trying to answer you, but you're trying to catch me up. Like,
okay,
bro,
call him one. When Jesse Jackson said African American, was it on documentations afterwards? Yes or no?
I don't know. But if he popularized it, right? That means it was out before him, right?
Wait.
Wouldn't that mean that? You try to make it
call
seem like he made that up.
Call him one. Slow down.
I hear you.
Dude, you gotta, you look. In the underworld, they call it speedballing. Do you know what speedballing is?
Nah, I don't know, bro.
Okay. So I don't know what hood you from then. You don't know what speedballing is. You from the hood?
Yeah, bro, speedball, you talking about if you talking about what I think you talk about, then that's something else.
Okay, but I'm asking, do you know what speedballing is? Yes or no?
Yeah. When you mix that with that, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So watch this. Why do they speedball? Do you know why they speedball?
I guess it's an upper and a downer. You know what I mean? Or whatever.
But why do they? Yeah, you're right. But why do they do it? I'm asking you, why do they do it? What's the logic behind speedballing? Why do they do it?
I don't know, man. I don't mess with that stuff, man.
Okay, cool. You don't know. Okay, cool. You don't know. So I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna put the chat on. I'm really like that, my boy. Speedballing is where they're not leaning over on a corner asleep. Speedballing is where they do the upper after the downer, where they're now functional and they're not leaning over being somebody's YouTube viral short. Okay, that's what speedballing is. Okay. So what I'm saying is, dude, you gotta speedball your information. You're going too fast. You gotta slow down too. You gotta mix the downer with your upper. You're too fast. You're too upper. You dig? Mix the downer with it. Relax. It's not that serious. Relax. Okay. So what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. After Al Sharpton introduced the term African American, African American, those two words, those root words were on application and forms. You said Malcolm X said Afro American, brother. I'm gonna ask you this now. Was after Malcolm
Yeah.
X said Afro American, was Afro American on forms, bro?
I don't know.
Application?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, wait, okay. So
I wasn't
cool.
even making that point.
So pause.
I wasn't even making that point.
Okay. So
All
pause.
right,
So
all right.
pause. So pause. Right. So pause. When you
Yeah,
don't
listening,
know
brother.
something, okay, I got it. But you gotta be
But
patient.
I wasn't making that point though. I wasn't even making
but
that point.
I'm
So you're
making
talking
that
about what I
point
don't
though.
know.
But
That's not what
hold on.
why though. That's
He's
not what
still
I'm talking about.
Okay, if you listen, you will know why. Because we just talked about terminology. You just said FBA ADOS and American freedmen are new terms. You said that.
Yes.
You said that.
Yes, I did.
And I'm okay. So I'm telling you, African American at the time Jesse Jackson introduced it was a new term.
That's
So
what you're
just
telling
because
me. Now
okay, dude, look. You see that just now, bro? You need to speedball figuratively because you're too upper. You need to slow your dopamines down so you can listen and comprehend what I'm saying. Okay, you're too upper, my boy. You need to slow down and ingest a figurative downer. There you go. Go. Okay.
Yo, but you just said
Wait.
you said
Wait.
Okay,
Wait.
my bad. I thought you was done. My bad. I thought I was being down enough.
No.
I'm
This is
listening now.
addressing my son. Okay.
Oh, my bad.
Go.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm addressing my son. So, bro, what I'm saying the whole time you've been on the call, and I want you to replay it. You've been upper. I need you to speedball. I need you to like be mellowed out. You've been aggressive. You've been hyper the whole conversation when I've been not sharing the same energy. So now what I'm saying to you, bro, is historical. Jesse Jackson, Malcolm X influence was nowhere near Jesse Jackson, my boy. I don't give a damn what you think. But Malcolm X influence to the public was nowhere near Jesse Jackson's influence to the public. Okay, let's not forget Jesse Jackson ran for president. Okay, so now watch this. So Jesse Jackson reintroduced, you heard my words, reintroduced African American, and as a result of reintroducing it, it became public documents where Black Americans, Foundation Black Americans, had to submit to African Americans on forms and applications. Now, you mentioned Malcolm X in adverse to Jesse Jackson. You said Malcolm X said Afro American. I asked you simply, was the term Afro American on the same level as African American in this country? Go.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because you just explained it.
Okay.
This one dude is political. Malcolm X is grassroots. The other dude is political on the news every day.
Jesse Jackson.
And it's 20 years later.
Wait,
20 years later. Like, come on, man. Like, why are you trying to stump me? I thought we was having a convo. You're not stumping me, bro. Like, you.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Wait, just hold on.
I'm holding on, man. I'm listening, man. I'm listening.
So, brother, let me upgrade you. Malcolm X was only influential. Now, look, hey, chat, you might not like this. My own chat. But Malcolm X was only influential when he was with the Nation of Islam. When he separated himself from Nation of Islam.
That was major.
Okay, and he started his own bullshit organization. That organization flopped. Okay, you don't even know what it was called. What was his nation? What was it called?
I forget, bro. I forget. I forget.
Exactly.
It was, yeah. I forget.
That
So
shit.
what? But that's not what we're
No,
talking about, bro.
wait,
We're talking about. We're talking about FBA.
Wait,
Right?
I'm bringing it home.
That's what we're talking about, FBA.
Hey, bro, you need
Go ahead,
to
man. Go ahead.
speedball.
Bring it home, man.
Hey, bro, you need
Yo,
to
come on,
speedball.
stop using that excuse, bro. Stop using that excuse.
Bro, you need to speed.
How come every time every time I respond to you, you tell me speedball? Yo,
because, hey, bro, when you rewatch this, you're gonna see you're extra hyper for no reason.
No, but that's me. That's me, bro.
Okay,
that's me. I'm just rapping with you, bro.
But hold on. But white folks would call that ADHD.
Man, maybe that's what it is, man. Maybe that's what I got, bro. It don't matter. I'm talking to you, bro. I'm listening.
I know it's the case. Okay, so what I'm saying is, bro.
I'm listening to you, bro. Like,
look. Okay, so look.
Come on, man. Now you're getting personal. Now it's getting besides the combo and all this craziness, man.
Hey, bro, listen. Just relax, man. It's not that serious, bro. I'm not calling you names. I'm saying that white folks would say you got ADHD. You said it might be the positive.
Man,
so
where the white folks at?
Wait.
It's me and you talking. You talking about white folks.
Wait.
White folks is watching us, right?
Okay,
come on,
hold
bro.
on. Just relax. What I'm saying is take your figurative Ritalin, bro. Relax. Just talk to me calmly. I'm not excited. I'm talking calmly to you. I don't have no emotions. I'm neutral. I'm unbiased. Hence my name unbiased Ron. I'm talking to you like a chill brother. You're excited. You're upper for no reason. I'm saying relax and calm down. Let's have a decent conversation. Now, the reason why I brought up Jesse Jackson, because you brought up FBA. And you said FBA is new. And I said yes. And so was African American by Jesse Jackson. Now look, hey brother, I'm just asking you a heart-to-heart question. Do you know why Jesse Jackson reintroduced the term African American? That's a yes or no.
I gotta understand. I got an idea of what he was trying to do.
Okay,
you know.
Give me your idea. Give me.
My idea is he was just trying to, some cultural type of roots type of thing. He was trying to get in touch with their roots type of thing, and represent themselves to the world as that group where it's not a color, but it's representing nations. You know what I mean? That's my understanding. But that's objective, bro. So like.
All right, wait. Okay, stop. Okay, relax. Downer. Take your downer. Take your Percocet.
Yo, bro, come on, man. Yo, you getting funny now because I'm just responding to you like regular.
Okay,
and now
but you gotta stop.
Like, come on,
okay,
bro.
but because I'm saying like once you address me, you gotta stop and let me respond like I did for you. You're not wrong what you just said. Okay, you're not even wrong. I'm not even saying you're wrong. Right? So you keep thinking that I'm against you. I'm saying you're not even wrong what you just assessed. Okay. Now, I want to ask you this. You're not even wrong. You're actually right. Okay. So not why. What before Jesse Jackson introduced African American, what were we called prior to that Jesse Jackson label?
When I was young, right? When I was young, I remember my grandmother calling people colored. I didn't understand that at the time, but I remember that.
Stop.
Yeah.
So which one is more fitting, African American or colored or Negro?
African American.
Okay, so brother,
right?
Listen. Yes, the NAACP. Are you familiar with that organization?
Yes.
Are you familiar with the Marcus Garvey UNIA?
Yes.
Okay, so the NAACP is called the National Advocacy Association for Colored People. So we were called colored. UNIA. The N stands for Negro. So we were called Negroes and colored. And that's why Jesse Jackson said, hey, This is a better terminology, African American. So he introduced a new concept that was better than Negro in color. Does that make sense? No,
Yes.
yours. Go. Okay. So now let me explain Tariq.
What's up with the chat, man? You know what I'm saying?
All right, wait.
I just like going.
Wait. Hold on.
Yeah.
So Jesse Jackson reintroduced a new term to oppose Negro in color, right?
Yep.
Okay, because he felt like it was more fitting as a better description of us, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now African American started to not only be tied to descendants of slaves, it started to be also a label for foreigner blacks who were Nigerian, Jamaican, and Haitian. So Yvette Carnell and Tariq Nasheed said, okay, this terminology is no longer just exclusive for descendants of slaves. We share a unique history in this country that foreigner blacks don't. Foreigner blacks in their own country do not experience systemic racism by white people. You know why, my brother? Because in their country, they're all black. They have a different experience than us in this country. That's why they cannot relate when we say racism. There's no white folks in their country calling shots, pulling strings, evidently. Okay? So Tariq Nasheed and Yvette Carnell Tone Talks were wise to say, okay, this terminology, African American, Black American, this is now extended to now foreigner black. So now there's no distinctive, listen, brother, now there's no distinctive language for descendants of slavery. So, brother, listen, this is simple. So when foreigner blacks come over here and they're called African American, they're called Black Americans, white Americans knew that that will cancel out the legacy of slavery. So there's no terminology that reminds the world that these black folks experienced chattel slavery in America. Because you got Nigerians who are also called African Americans, Black Americans, and they have no experience to chattel slavery. They can't speak to chattel slavery. They can't speak to Jim Crow. They can't speak to sharecropping, vagrancy laws. They cannot speak to that. So by calling foreign blacks African American and Black Americans, white folks in America were successful in erasing the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow. So Tariq Nasheed and Yvette Carnell and Tone Talk were clever enough to say, no, we got to keep the slave legacy in this country alive. So we got to be called something different than foreigner blacks who have not experienced the same slave legacy that we experienced in America. We got to keep the slave legacy alive. We can't let white folks act like it never happened. So we got to come up with ADOS, American Freedmen, Foundational Black Americans. That's going to forever remind English, ex-British, now called white Americans about slavery. So, brother, when you fail to acknowledge that white Americans want to run away from the slavery narrative. So they invited black foreigners over here who don't have that experience, that cannot speak that experience, but can be labeled as us under that experience, and then represent that experience. If that make any sense. So
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Okay, watch this. So no Nigerian,
All right,
no Haitian, no Jamaican can speak for slavery in America. Only a foundational Black American, only an American freedman, only a ABOS Black person, Black woman can speak to that experience. Haitians have not experienced it. Jamaicans or Nigerians have not experienced that. They experience colonization. Now, I'm going to ask you this question right here. What is the difference between colonization and slavery, American slavery? Or what's the difference?
Yo, let me say something real quick before I answer that, right? Yo, you made mad points, right? You made mad points, and I didn't have a chance to even respond to any of them or elaborate.
You can't.
Or
this is history.
dive in it.
You can't.
When you were talking about, but that's a perspective though. That's coming from Yvette Carnell and them. That's how they decided to look at the world.
No, that's coming from me. No, wait. Oh, okay. All right. So now
you brought them up. You talked about them, but I couldn't address that because you started going into other things. You asked me a question.
So okay.
It's like you're trying to teach me, but you don't know where I'm at.
So okay, I do know where you at. You on Coon Island.
You don't, bro.
But look,
you don't.
But look,
I'm on Coon Island for what? What am I on Coon Island for?
Okay, so now I'm gonna
break that down.
Okay, so I'm gonna take it one by one now.
Coon Island.
Hey, bro. Okay.
Coon Island. What I say to be on Coon Island?
Okay,
hey, bro.
Watch this. Can a Nigerian or Jamaican speak about chattel slavery in America more than a Black American?
Oh, more than no, bro. Why would they? Why the fuck would they, bro?
Okay. Wait. Stop. So I asked you a question.
Why would they?
Okay, hey brother, listen. So here's the problem. I asked you a question and you asked the question back. You said why. You didn't answer it. You asked the question back.
I said no.
Why.
I said no.
Okay,
I said no, and then I said why would they?
Cool. Okay, so it's just, okay, cool. So now I got the mic back. You said why. You said why would they? You gave me the mic back. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So why would they be now under the term African American if they have not experienced the African American experience, bro? Go.
See, and that's what I wanted to ask. I've been wanting to ask you. Why don't y'all holler at the white people that said that set all this in motion like y'all keep saying? They didn't. The Africans didn't make that do it. The Africans didn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's what I'm trying to understand, bro. Like,
okay, so you just ignore my question.
I'm not ignoring it. No, I'm not, because it's the question is not simple. Yo,
what's my question?
You said that shit like 8. Yo, hold on. You said that shit like 8
bro,
times.
What's my question?
I agree with you every time, and you ask me,
what's my question?
Why wouldn't they be able to? Why wouldn't a Jamaican or a Nigerian be able to talk about why wouldn't they? Like, no, bro. Why wouldn't? That's a fucking simple question, bro. You playing around.
Okay,
here,
so
bro.
answer. So hey, bro. So just
because that's not their history. It's that simple. It's not their history.
Okay.
That's why I asked you. Why would they even?
All right. So order.
Come on, man.
Okay, I got it. So far, we're good. So if it's not their history, okay, watch this. So if it's not their history, then why are they able to take on the historical term African American in this country? Go.
Because you being literal. Yo, a cat from Nigeria is not calling himself no African American. He's from Nigeria. Yo, let me tell you this. Let me say this real quick.
Wait.
Please, can I say this real quick? Please, bro. Can I say this real quick?
Call him 1. 3 seconds. 3 seconds.
Yes.
When an African American, when a Nigerian or Caribbean Black person is filling out an application in America, are they selecting African American or not? Go.
Yes, they are.
Okay, so now watch this. You just cooked yourself because you just said,
bro?
Okay, watch this. You're so hyper you can't catch it. You just said that you gotta listen. You just said you just said you're listening, but you're not hearing me. You just said the African American experience is for slave descendants exclusively. So then I just said, so why? Okay, so I said, so then why are Nigerians and Jamaicans filling out an application, checking off African American if they don't resonate to our history? That's
what I said. Why don't you holler at the people that's making the application? Y'all never holler at them.
Okay,
Y'all holler at the people that got to fill out the application.
Hold on. No, but we are though.
Like, am I right or am I wrong?
Okay,
because I never hear y'all. Y'all never be going in. Y'all never call no Europeans no tellers, bro.
You don't want
y'all
the
never call
answer.
no Europeans no tellers.
Okay,
Yo,
so
you,
we
what's the answer?
we did. Okay.
When?
Okay, I got you.
When?
In
Niggas in the chat calling me all kind of tellers. Y'all ain't, you know what I mean?
Hey, bro. Okay, you asked a question. You're still ranting and you're emotional. You got a speedball, bro.
No, that's a cat, bro.
You got a speedball. Yeah, but you won't let me finish. That's the difference between me and you. You don't intimidate me. I intimidate you.
I doubt it, man. You mean?
Okay.
You ain't really saying nothing that's really mind blowing.
Because you're too upper. You need a downer, bro. You need heroin. You need figurative heroin. you need meth. You need crystal meth, figuratively. You need crack. You need a downer. You're too hyper, bro. You gotta mix it. You gotta speedball. Okay, you got a speedball. You're too upper. You're hyper.
It's all good.
Your ADHD kicking in.
I want to say, bro. I really ain't trying. I might sound hyper and all that, but I ain't trying to beef for nothing, bro. I ain't trying to disrespect.
No, you're not beefing. Look, bro. You're not beefing. You're not disrespecting. You're not doing nothing negative. I'm pointing out that you're hyper. You have a condition. I believe it's ADHD. And that's brother.
Hey, my bad. I'm listening.
You're doing it now. So I believe you have I'm 47. I'm not 27. I'm not 17. I'm not 37. I'm 47. I've been around for a little while. I'm smart. I'm sociable. I'm a socialist. I get along with black folks, Jamaican, Nigerian, FBA. I don't have a problem getting along with black folks. I have a lot of friends, bro. Check my Facebook. Okay?
Let me ask you something real quick. Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something real quick? My bad. But you don't see the chat going in. Like, what's all this about? Me and you, we ain't even arguing. We ain't even disagreeing. The chat going in.
You're
what's up with that? What's up with that, bro?
So let me answer. You're breaking the number one rule when you call in. You know what that is?
What? Don't look at the chat.
Read the chat.
But still, bro, They know they hear another black brother on the phone, and they like,
bro. There's no but still.
Yeah.
There's no but still.
All right.
Okay, so now, brother, I've been invited to more platforms than you ever can imagine. Okay, so I've been invited to so many op platforms. I never read their chat. Okay, when they interview me,
I don't consider y'all ops though.
Okay, no, but you are op.
No.
Okay, no, you
are
though.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. We supposed to be, no. I thought it was Black American time. I thought I was technically FBA. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But see how quick I get to become a teller? See how quick they put the jacket on people? See how quick that go? Come on, man.
Hey, bro, you're too hyper, bro. You need your speedball. You need your downer, your crack. No, not crack. Crack's upper. You need your heroin, your crystal meth. Listen to me, bro. Do you know who Thomas Sowell is?
Yeah, but I heard of that nut.
Okay, he's FBA, right?
I don't know. You call him that? Maybe.
No,
he was West Indian. He probably West Indian too.
No. He's absolutely FBA. Okay, do you know who Larry Elder is?
Yeah.
Is he FBA?
I guess what you call it, yeah. Black American, yeah.
Okay, so what do you believe? Do you believe he has? Do you believe he has lineage to slavery? Yes or no, Larry Elder?
Larry Elder, yeah. But the thing about it is,
Okay.
bro, how
Wait,
do
wait,
you
no, no,
know
no,
if
no,
they
wait,
got a
wait, wait, no, no,
Jamaican
wait, wait, wait.
or
Stop, stop,
Haitian in
stop,
there or
stop,
not?
stop.
Yeah. All right, all right, all right,
I did not ask you a question to take over. I asked you a question. So
all right,
Larry
all right.
Elder is he ties his lineage to slavery. So brother, what I'm trying
Yes.
to the reason why I asked you that is just because you are actually FBA, it doesn't mean, and I got a curse. Check. I apologize. Hey bro, just because you're FBA doesn't mean I fuck with you. Okay?
But I thought Tethers was the one that was undermining. I ain't undermining nothing. I'm just asking
Okay,
you. I'm just kicking it with you about it.
wait. Tila, you did it again. Hey, bro, do you know what a coon is?
The cool man is somebody that be talking crazy and making black people look crazy and talking crazy in the public.
Yeah. Okay, but a coon has lineage to slavery. So he cannot. A coon cannot be a tether.
Okay. So what's worse?
Both. Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You see how I gotta answer the question precisely when you get, you know what I'm saying? What's
told
worse?
you.
Obviously, the coon would be worse. Obviously, the coon would be worse because the tether could get deported. You know what I'm saying? But the coon can pull up to the cookout, right?
Yeah,
the coon can
no.
pull right up to the cookout and kiss grandma. How you gonna kick? You can't kick the coon out the family. What?
Y'all
ain't did nothing yet. Y'all ain't did nothing to Jesse Lee. Jesse Lee on TV doing what he want to do.
Hey, dude, take your
Talking right. They be on TV doing what they want to do.
Hey, yo, take your riddling, bro.
What up?
Listen, man. Listen to me. Okay. Listen.
All right.
Oh, listen, bro.
Yeah,
A white
yeah.
Listen. This is the FBA stance. This is the Adolf stance. A coon, a tether, and a white supremacist are all the same, my boy. They're no different from each other. They're all the same. Okay, so not wow. You need to understand that. When we say coon, when we say tether, when we say white supremacist, there's no hierarchy. They are all ops. We hate all of them. I wish the worst for all of them. I don't wish nothing good for any of them. A tether, a coon, a white supremacist. I hope they all burn.
Yo, you know what
I call Cat? Fail.
You know what? I call Cat because I'm looking at this chat. The only ones they're going in on is the tethers. They don't say nothing about the WS.
Right?
Okay. Where that at? Shit. My bad.
Hey, bro.
What about Charleston White?
Okay, wait.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so wait. Stop. You're talking about the chat. I just said the number one rule. Now look, forget about me.
It's FBA's in the chat, right?
Okay.
FBA's all in the chat, right?
Hey, bro, relax.
Especially muck.
Hey, bro, take your crystal meth, but relax. Take your down.
All right. Yeah.
Crystal
meth is not no downer.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's an upper. I'm sorry. Take your spiritual heroin. Relax. Relax. Take your spiritual Percocet. Okay? Relax. You're too hyper. Yes. What do you want?
I need turkey sauce.
Okay, I'll give you in a second. Okay, bro. Relax. Calm down. Woosah.
I feel like you a Caribbean, bro. I feel like you got Caribbean too, bro, for some reason.
Hey, Caribbean?
I don't know what. Yeah, I feel like it's West Indian.
Okay.
In your tone.
Okay. I got you. But here's the problem with that. Are you ready?
Yeah.
My last names, my mother and my father, are American, Black American slave last names. That's your problem. Okay, so chat. Listen, chat. Y'all can hold me on this. Wait. Hey, dude, relax. My Facebook name is Ron Harrison, bro. Ain't nothing Caribbean about Ron Harrison. So you're a clown for that statement.
Wait. Yo, bro, it was the same people having them. It was the English having them plantations down here too, bro. They was moving people around.
Wait.
Come on, bro. You know that. You know that about it.
Wait. I'm trying to follow your logic. Okay. So bro, are you a man of integrity?
Yes.
Okay, so I got 500. So I got $500 for you right now.
Okay.
That I can show my DNA, mother's side, father's side, for you. I got.
Yeah.
Will you take that bet? I got 500. I'm FB on
I'm
both
not
sides.
betting. I believe you.
Okay.
I believe you, bro.
Okay.
But I just said that it sound like it sound like some Caribbean. I'm just talking, bro.
No.
Shit, no.
Now look, there's nothing wrong with Caribbeans. I got real Caribbean friends. I'm from New Jersey. I got real Caribbean friends who are not tethers, who are ride or die folks. You dig? They ride or die to the death. So we're not going to act like from you that Caribbean people are the problem. They're not the problem. We love Caribbean family. We love Africa.
I thought they were tethers.
No, because you're a clown. So you need to listen
But they
real
was tethers,
fast.
bro.
Yeah, because you're a clown. You need to listen and take your downer. Listen real fast. Listen.
Okay.
We love our. Okay, you gotta listen, bro. I think you might be on some real shit. I'm saying figurative. You might be on some real narcotic. Listen to me talk. We love Africa. We love the Caribbean. We hate tethers. Does that make sense to you?
I'm listening, man. I don't want to respond.
No. I want you to respond. No. I want you to respond. Does that make sense to you when I say we love Africa, we love the Caribbean, we love Haiti, we hate tethers? Does that make sense to you?
I heard you say that shit 6 times, bro.
Okay, but I'm asking you, does that here's the question though. Does that make sense to you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so shut up then. About that.
Nigga, you calling niggas tethers, nigga? What the fuck is a tether? Is it undermining or is it nigga having a different opinion?
No. Yo, you might be a fucking undercover tether, yo. This dude might be
the fuck out of here.
Hey, yo, what's that?
Let me find out, nigga. Let me find out. You're not quick thinking enough. I'm the one. You the one that's slow. You calling me fast.
Wait. Slow down. Slow down. What state you live in?
Bro, I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, bro.
Oh shit. What's your last name?
Fuck out of here.
Okay. Now watch this. Okay, I got it. So it's my turn now, right? You asked the question.
Yeah.
Okay, chat.
I didn't ask a question.
Okay.
I said, why you gotta know my last name?
Okay, hey bro, why is that's a question, my boy? That's English.
Yeah, but
why is it? Okay, got it. So let me answer now. So be quiet. Let me answer. Okay, so chat. On Facebook, I got 2 different Facebook accounts. One Facebook is Ron Harrison, and I got another Facebook account of Rondell Harrison. So Ron is a is a nickname or shortcut for my real name, Rondell. But the last name, the surname does not change. So chat, you can find me on Facebook as Rondell Harrison and Ron Harrison. I'm so transparent. I'm FBA.
Yo,
this nigga.
Yo,
wait,
bro,
no. Wait. I'm not done. I'm showing something. You guys can dox me. You can look me up. Okay. Ron Harrison is my nickname. My full name is Rondell Harrison. That's my other Facebook name, Rondell. So the reason why I got 2 Facebook accounts, because I don't want internet people to be my friend on Rondell Harrison. I got intimate family photos and discussions, but I don't want you guys privy to. You dig? I want to be private. So I created Ron Harrison for my internet friends. Okay, but in regards to that, my last name doesn't change. It's Harrison. That's an American last name. I can be that transparent. Now my father's side is even worse. My father's side last name is even more slave than Harrison. Now this nigga don't show no disclosure, no transparency, and even a chat isn't that transparency or show that much disclosure. I'm open book. Wait.
But why should I though? I don't got a YouTube page, bro.
No.
Like I'm just talking to you about. You know what I mean? Why we got to get into all this and talking to you?
Because, okay, let me answer the question, and don't cut me off. Because you went there first. You start to question whether I'm a tether or not. And I
didn't question that, bro. I just brought it up. I brought it up, and then I said, and then I said it don't matter. Like you know where I'm coming from.
All right, so relax.
We all
okay, I got it. So wait.
Why you gotta keep cutting me off for, man?
No, because
you keep telling me to chill, but you're not chilling.
Because it's my turn. And I ask you a question. In between that, you're taking over. What I'm saying is, I don't give a fuck. I don't care what you got going on. What I'm demonstrating is, you're private. I'm public. I'm giving y'all my name. Okay, relax. Take your downer. I'm giving the chat my full name. I'm FB. I don't give a fuck what y'all docs. Y'all gonna come back with that nigga's FBA. Okay, he ain't a tether on no way, shape, level. You dig? Form. He's FBA. That's what you're gonna. That's what all y'all research is gonna be. That nigga FBA. Okay, so there's no question over here. You and other folks, there's question. But for me, that shit is solved. That shit is resolved. FBA to the bone over here, my boy. And I got my DNA. I got my ancestry.com. I got all my shit. You don't, bro. Do you have your DNA test?
I don't got none of that. I don't.
Exactly.
You know what I got?
Don't you ever question
I don't know. But yo, check it. I don't know how to be nothing else but Black American, bro. So I don't. It don't matter to me. I'm not friends for nobody.
Bro, that's all.
See, y'all niggas be online. Y'all niggas be getting this internet and virtual world mixed up with reality. Like, you know what I mean?
Hey, bro,
it don't change
your whole life is
no matter what you call it.
Okay, until you realize. Okay, so now we see who the real conspiracy theorist is. Until you defer. Okay, I got you. Here, listen. You gotta listen now. Until you defer to science about your roots and ancestry, you are questionable. You might be a goddamn tether.
Bro, my peoples come from down south, and
no. We want to
That's what I know. That's what I know.
I got
you want to see it? You fucking Tariq Nasheed, man. You want to see my shit? Like, y'all niggas bugging. Like, come on, nigga. But you want to see my shit?
Yeah, he got all the.
What is that going to change? What is that going to change? Hey, y'all, hopefully, go ahead, man. My bad, man. Because it's like, all this shit is for no reason.
Okay, so slow down. The ADHD kicking in. Slow down, bro.
No, it ain't.
Okay, so you asked the question. I'm going to respond. You said, what is going to change? It's going to change those numeric numbers on that fucking check. That's what it's going to change. Okay? If you're not FBA, those numeric digits are going to be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. If you're not FBA. If you're FBA, you're going to have some positive digits on that fucking check. So that's what it's going to change. It's going to exclude you from a goddamn settlement or reparations check. That's what it's going to exclude you from, my boy.
All right. Now, just so happen, right? So I marry a lady that all her peoples go straight to the plantation, right? She don't got one side that's mixed, right? Or that's part tether, like y'all say, right? So what y'all gonna make it a clause where she can't spend bread with her husband?
No, we're not.
So why does it matter?
Okay, so now, no.
Why you so worried about this shit?
Don't ask two questions. Wait. Don't ask two questions.
My bad. You're right.
Don't ask two questions because the first question is this: I don't want nobody who's non-FBA getting a fucking check because that's less money for me. So anybody who's non-FBA, you ain't getting shit. So if you're so now let me go to hypothetical. So if you're non-FBA but your wife is, then she's due money. Okay.
Yes.
If she gives you the money, that's her prerogative. If you start balling, okay. So I'm just answering your question. So if she gives you her entire check, that's her right. So if you got a whole FBA check as a tether, that I don't give a fuck because that's what she did. She forced her check to you. That's none of my business. If that's what makes your family thrive and successful, that's none of my business. My business is I don't want no tethers or white supremacists cosplaying as FBA to get a check taken away from my math, from my addition. I don't want that. I want people to get
then you
paid.
say they got to prove it.
You have to.
Then you say that. So how the fuck does the teller going to prove that they got lineage, bro? Like, we're going to make up some fake documents from the 1800s or something?
Hey, bro, slow down. You ask the question and then you appeal to emotions. That's some clown tether shit.
You heard what I said.
Okay.
You heard what I said, bro. You know that was some real shit. You know that was some real logic, science, man. You the science man, and I just hit you with some logic, and now you're trying to sneak this.
Slow down. First of all, logic ain't science. Logic is math, my boy. You can't fuck with me.
Science ain't math, bro. Math ain't science, bro.
No, it's not.
Man.
No, it's not.
Math ain't science, bro.
Hey, dude. Relax, and get educated. Get educated. Get educated. Logic isn't fucking science. Logic goes into math, my boy. If you study math, algebra, and higher math, you will come into logic. Science don't teach fucking logic. So you got cooked again. Fuck on the science guy.
You know what's crazy, right?
No. I'm not done. I'm not done. Logic and math. Okay, bro. When you study math, you're gonna come across logic. That's in math. Logic is not in science. I just cooked your goofy ass. So you were wrong. No.
Math is a science, bro. Math is a science.
Okay, well, hold on.
Science.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. Math is called, listen, I'm gonna cook you in that. Math is called applied science, bro. That's not science. It's called applied science. Science is biology, physics, and chemistry. Oh, he's quiet. Math.
I hear you.
Okay, math is, but I'm freestyling though. I'm winging it. Math is called applied science. Why you gotta add applied there? Science is biology, chemistry, and physics. That's science. Math and logic go together. That's math. There's no logic in science. You don't learn logic in science. Okay, so now let's get past that.
You cooked me, man.
Of course I did. You can't fuck with me on that. Okay, cool. No problem.
That's what you think. All right, man.
Okay, so
that's what you think. You got it.
That's not what I think. Okay. Let me ask you this. You study biology?
Nah, I don't, man.
Okay. So for the folks that do they learn logic?
I don't know. Probably.
Okay. No. Okay. No. Okay. So cool. So in science, when they learn physics, do they learn logic? Or chemistry?
I don't know. They don't. I don't know.
No. Okay.
You the science man, right?
Relax. Okay. So get the answer, speedball guy. So
you learn.
Okay, I got it. So relax and stay calm. Yo, somebody send this guy a fucking Percocet, man. A 30 mg.
Oh shit.
Yo, somebody send this guy a 30 mg, bro. Hey, bro. When you learn math,
you should be on Shot You should be on Shot in them.
Yeah, yes, I did, and I cooked niggas on there as well. What's up?
Okay.
What's up?
I don't know. I just thought you sounded familiar.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah,
And guess what? I'm undefeated on Sunday TV. I never take an L. I cook niggas like you there all day long. All right. So
you
now,
should be a Hebrew Israelite.
yes, I did. And I cooked them
How did
too.
I know that?
Okay, and I
How
cooked
you
them
gonna
too.
be FBA and Hebrew?
Okay, now the years
Explain
guy.
that one.
Okay, I got it. So now relax.
Explain that one, please.
Okay, so you
All
use
right,
you use a past tense word. You said used to be, right? And then I said yes, and then then I said yes, and then you reposition it to be present term word. Nigga, are you stupid? You just use a past tense word. I said yes, and then you use it for the present tense. I'm not an Israelite today, bro. I used to be Nation Islam. I used to be Hebrew Israelite. That's past tense. I haven't been that shit in over 10 years.
My bad, man.
Okay, we're gonna stop. Okay,
I don't understand either one.
Okay, no problem. And that's not necessary. But what's necessary is this. If you don't identify as well, no. I can't say that. I gotta say this. In this country, America, in this country, America, in this country, America, those who identify as either freedmen, American freedmen, ADOS, FBA, if you're melanated and if you don't identify with FBA, ADOS, and American freedmen, then you need to tap in. You need to tap in. If you don't tap in, may God have mercy on your soul. Okay? If you believe in God, may God have mercy. If you don't believe in God, then hey, man, tap in. Okay? Tap in. So, real, I'll say it again. If you are melanated and you're living in America and you don't identify as ADOS, FBA, or American freedmen, you need to tap in. If you don't tap in, I feel sorry for you. Minister Society, I feel sorry for your mother. Okay? In my Minister Society voice, I feel sorry for your mother. Tap in, because I'll tell you why. Because foreigner blacks are small in the numbers. They're like 4 million deep in this country. That's it. FBA's ADOS, American freedmen, we are 43 million. We are the voice of Black America, not no goddamn foreigner. So they got to tap in or they'll get smothered out.
So why are you even worried about them? Why are you even bringing them up? That's what I don't get.
Okay,
watch this. That's part of a number.
Okay,
they're not having an impact. So why even come up? Yeah.
Got it. So now, are you familiar with something called white supremacy?
Yes, bro.
Okay, so white supremacy
have this. That shit.
Okay, it's not a belief; it's a real thing. But the KKK, the fucking conservatives, white conservative media.
But I don't believe them. I know that shit is real. I don't believe that the motherfuckers is superior though. I don't fucking believe that shit.
Oh, okay.
Like you do though.
Oh, okay. So you don't believe that? Okay. Have you heard of Soul City?
What?
Have you heard of Soul? Have you heard of Soul City?
Soul City?
Yes.
No, I haven't. Soul City.
You my fucking son tonight. You hear me?
Yeah.
You are my fucking son. Okay, I'm gonna put you on my son.
Yeah. You get kind of weird, but go ahead.
No. I don't give a fuck what you talking about right now. You're being disrespectful. So you my son.
Weird.
No, because no, fuck you. Because I gotta take it there because you said that white supremacy is a belief. Now I'm gonna prove it's that okay, so you a stupid nigga. So I'm gonna prove it's an actuality. That's why I asked you, have you heard of Soul City? You said no, so shut the fuck up and listen.
Listen, man, you little example. Okay. You act like your little example is proof.
Okay, hey bro, shut up and listen, you dumb nigga, and you'll understand. Just listen. So Soul City was a planned project after the civil rights era. This is 1979, nigga. They were trying to recreate a Black Wall Street. You ever heard of Black Wall Street, nigga?
Yes, bro. Yes, I have. Man.
Okay. So
I got put on to that from your man.
Okay. So shut up and listen now. So, but you never heard of Soul City, right?
Nah, I didn't.
Okay, so has Yvette or Tone? Okay. Oh yeah. I know. That's what I fucking do. Has Yvette or Tone talked about Soul City?
I don't mess with them weirdos, man.
No. I'm asking you. Have you ever heard?
How would I know? How would I know if I don't mess with them weirdos?
Okay. So no, nigga. And I know you're tethered, but now watch this. Have Tariq Nasheed ever mentioned
Soul
City?
Now I'm a tether because I call them weirdos, but you don't mess with them. I call them weirdos and you defend them. Come on, bro. You see?
Because
you're the smart one. But you're the smart one.
And bro, you're a tether. But let me ask you this.
I'm a tether. Now we got to diss
I'm moving on, bro.
I'm not emotional. I thought you was teaching me something.
I still am, but I'm moving on. I'm not emotional.
You're not emotional. You're not emotional, but you dissing me. But that
listen. Has Tariq Nasheed ever mentioned Soul City?
I don't mess with that dude either, so I don't know.
Okay, so nigga, shut the fuck up then and learn from me then. They never have mentioned Soul City. Okay, so Soul City was a project amongst 13 cities in total. The other 12 cities were white predominantly. Soul City was in Durham, North Carolina. I think no, it was in Durham. It was in North Carolina. The city I forgot. Forgive me, chat. I forgot the city. But it was in North Carolina. It was in North Carolina for sure, the state. Okay, it was a planned city to establish a middle class in Black America. Are you following me?
Yep.
Okay, so they got $14 million from Richard Nixon administration. Right?
Yep.
Okay. So now, watch this. White conservative media did a smear campaign to say Soul City was nothing but another separatist Elijah Muhammad type of ideology. Okay? So white conservative media start to do a smear campaign on the project Soul City. Now, Soul City was no different than the other 12 cities that was planned. Now, the other 12 cities, my boy, they are now in existence and they are prosperous. They are part of middle class America, and some of them are in New York. And they're prosperous middle class cities. Soul City it's the only city out of the 12, out of the 13, that got negative pushback by white conservative media, where it pressured president at that time, Richard Nixon, to back off the project and defund it. So he reneged on the promise. He reneged on what he supposed to contribute to, right? It was supposed to be uplifting Black folks and create a Black middle class. They reneged due to white conservative media propaganda. Okay, you got that?
Okay. Yep.
So they defunded the project. So they stopped adding money to it. They stopped building the infrastructure, and it just obviously ultimately collapsed. And it fell on its own head. So as a result, the 12 cities, the white cities, became prosperous, and they're still standing right now in 2025 as middle-class, prosperous cities. The Black one collapsed, and it fell apart. It's like a ghetto, some shit now. Okay, so that's an example of white people coming against a Black initiative because of fear of backlash, fear of uh, propaganda. That's like clearly biased, clearly racial, but they fell to the pressure. The president fell to the pressure of conservative media, and ultimately defunded and sabotaged the planned black middle class city. So, bro, how do you explain that? The government with conservative media collapsed a planned black city, but left the 12 white cities unscathed to be successful and prosperous. Go.
I don't know how to explain that. There's a lot going on, but I need more information. I mean, you were saying, I said that, I don't believe man in that. You said this is you was going to give me an example of why it is, but that's
Okay,
kind of a lot. That's not a clarity. Hold on, bro. It's not, yo, bro. You just went on and
go,
on
go,
and
just
on.
just go, just go, just go, just go,
You
just go,
expect me
just
to
go.
you expect me to
No,
summarize
no.
it like quick.
Hey, just go. Don't. The bottom line is this. The bottom line is this.
Yes.
If you're smart and educated, you'll say unbiased Ron. Never heard of that. Let me go research that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm going to go research that right now and then come back to you and break it down within a minute or 30 seconds.
No.
We're going to jump right in.
Hey, bro. I never said. Hey, bro. That's your insecurity, tether, inabilities. I'm saying.
Bro, that's what just happened. That's what just happened.
Hey, bro.
I started to talk about it, and you said, yo.
No. I never. Hey, bro. I'm saying. Listen, what I'm saying, bro. I'm live almost every night. I'm saying go research it. Go research Soul City, and then come back and let's have that conversation.
All right. I got you. That's a good. I never heard that before. It's interesting. And I'm gonna check it out. You know what I'm saying? My thing is this.
Okay.
What I'm saying is
wait. Before you, because I don't deal with. By the way, brother, I don't deal with belief systems. I'm not religious. I don't believe in. I deal with actuality and history and what we can do to overcome shit. I don't deal with belief systems, my boy. So I'm the wrong person to say belief systems. I don't believe in that shit. But go ahead.
I was just gonna say, man, people believe what they believe for whatever reason, and that's what they.
But no. But no, hold on. But nothing we talked about tonight was based on beliefs. We didn't talk about Christianity. We didn't talk about Judaism. We didn't talk about Islam.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay. So, bro,
that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
What I'm talking about is like.
Wait. No. Don't introduce a belief system when the whole night we didn't discuss a belief system. We're talking about history and present day, bro. We're not talking about no belief system. So don't introduce it. Go ahead.
But that's what I'm saying. My thing. You said something about white supremacy. I said it's a belief system. That's what I said.
No. Wait. Hold on. Because I'm gonna kick you off. Okay, because I just explained how white people purposely sabotage Soul City. Is that a belief or that's an actuality?
No, it happened. According to the information that you gave me, it happened. But I'm saying something else.
Wait.
Hold on. I try to give it to you, and you don't want to hear it.
I don't care about your perspective. I only deal with history.
Why ask me? Then?
Okay. Hey, bro, listen. You called in my show. You're on my live. You're in my chat. So you got to understand how my shit works. I don't give a fuck about beliefs. Okay. Beliefs are personal. Okay. So if a FBA person believes in Christianity, Islam, Judaism, atheists, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to convince them out of their belief. I don't give a fuck about their personal beliefs. I only deal with history and present day. Okay, so if an FBA person say, "Hey, I'm Muslim," I won't debate them. If they say, "Hey, I'm Christian," I won't debate them. I'm a Moor, Israelite. I won't debate them. I don't care. I only debate history and present day. That's it. So don't come on this channel talking about beliefs. I don't give a fuck about beliefs. That's not up for debate.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
what I'm
debate.
trying to say is those people that did that, that they did that to that black town and they neglected it and they let it fall apart. They did that because they believe something. They look at the world a certain way. You know what I'm saying? They look at people a certain way. That's what I'm trying to talk about. I'm not talking about religion. You know what I'm saying? If people believe that these people like are not on the same level, hello?
I'm hearing
Yo,
you crazy ass good. I hear you crazy ass go.
yeah, nah, my earbuds, something happened with my earbuds. But that's what I'm trying to say. People
That
don't just
shit
do stuff.
exploded.
Yeah, I was kicking that fire. That's why. You know what I'm saying?
Hell no, that's ice.
I was spitting that fire. You heard that, like, oh, the bro kicking that real shit. Oh man, maybe I have to stop playing around.
Bro, nobody think
Trying to
you kicking real
dismiss
shit,
people.
by the way.
Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro. You know what I mean? I know, cause I ain't saying what everybody, what you always hearing. I ain't, you know what I mean? Yo, bro.
Hey, bro.
Like I said,
Hey,
those
bro.
people did
Bro,
that. Why do you think
bro,
those
you didn't
people
say
did that? Why do you think those people did that?
okay. So now
Yeah?
you
Why do
ask
you
me
think
back.
they neglected that town for?
Okay, so you gave me back the mic. Okay, so it goes deeper than that. So it goes back to the Civil War. Matter of fact,
Okay.
the Revolutionary War, but I will minimize it to the Civil War. These white races, they can't get over that people who they believe were slaves were less than human.
Beliefs?
Hey brother,
Beliefs?
shut up and hey bro,
You
shut up
see?
and listen. No.
I'm listening.
Hey
I
yo,
heard you. I heard you.
okay, but you gotta shut up, listen to the whole thing. Shut your dumb
Okay.
ass up and listen. Okay,
Yeah,
so
niggas getting
so
personal,
yeah,
disrespectful. Yep. I wonder
yeah,
why. I
because
wonder
you're
why.
cutting me off.
Nah,
Okay,
nah,
you're cutting me off, and that's starting to get annoying now. Okay, and yes,
come on, bro.
every human being got a button. You know, there was a show called Snapped on Owned on an Oprah Winfrey channel called Owned. Snapped. Everybody got a button. If you keep pressing it, if you keep pressing their button, yeah, they're gonna snap. Okay. So I said the word belief, your stupid ass acted wild. Belief
I
is
said
a
belief
real
system, and you did the same thing.
okay, yeah, but you're
And that's
stupid.
what I
You're
was
not
talking about. And you
okay,
cut me off because you didn't even know
Hey,
what I was
look.
trying to say.
Hey yo,
And now you
look
getting
at this
offended
fool.
because I proved
Hey yo,
you crazy. Like,
hey
come
yo,
on, bro. You just be talking, bro. You proved
dude.
yourself. That's why you dissing me. I ain't diss you one time this whole conversation, and now you getting
Hey
personal.
bro,
And I'm not
if you
supposed
don't
to say
shut up,
nothing.
I'm about to kick you off, bro. I'm being real.
Bro,
Because
if like that's how you play?
hey, yeah,
That's how you
because you
play,
start
bro?
because you
Unbiased?
start
Unbiased?
exactly. Because you start to be annoying
Come on, bro.
and disrespectful to the channel, bro. You are a guest, bro. You're not a co-host, and you're not the host. You're a guest. So behave like a fucking guest and shut up and let me finish. He heard the word belief and he
Nigga,
went crazy.
if you the host, why the fuck are you disrespecting your guests?
Okay, because you don't behave like a guest. You're behaving like a co-host.
Yo, bro.
So
Yeah,
so
nigga, that's your fault,
okay,
nigga.
okay.
That's your
All right,
fucking fault, nigga.
You know what I'm gonna
For
do?
being
I'm gonna mute your dumb ass. What I'm gonna do? You dumb nigga. I just mute you, stupid. Okay, so he took the word belief and ran with it. So belief is a real word. It's a real action. People believe in things. You believe in your dreams. You believe in things that you expect to come into fruition at some point in your life. Little kids believe in boogeymen. Little kids believe in monsters. Okay. Second graders, fifth graders believe that they could become astronauts. So belief is a real thing. So this dumb nigga took the word belief and ran with it somewhere else. I'm not comparing a belief system with aspirations with belief systems of something that's unrealistic. You can believe you can become an astronaut, and that's possible. But if you can believe that you could disappear, that's retarded. That's retardation. That's no longer belief. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with believing. So he because he's on his upper drugs tonight and he didn't take no downers, he can't sit still and listen. Okay, so belief, and I'm gonna get off after this. I didn't realize it was that late. So belief is a real thing. There's nothing wrong with believing in things that you believe are possible. The problem is to believe in things that are probably impossible or unplausible. That's the problem. Okay. So reparations is a good belief. All right. But to believe that we'll all get along, that's not practical. What evidence you get from history that humankind gets along with each other? It's just a fucking stupid belief. So no, we don't do that. Right. So again, he hears one thing and then he goes crazy. Hey, he kind of made me forget my point. Okay. So the dude was on an upper drug all night, which can be speed, it could be crack, it could be meth, it could be I believe what else is it? Oh, cocaine is a upper drug. You dig? I don't know what upper drug this guy was on, but he was definitely on one tonight. And that's why I explained to dude, like, you know what a speedball is, my boy? Like even crackheads know how to tone it down, how to take heroin with crack. You dig? Take heroin with meth. Because they don't want to be nodding off. But they also don't want to be up all damn night either. So if they smoke crack or smoke meth, they're gonna take a downer. Like heroin or fentanyl, so they won't be up all night. Okay, so I don't know what the fuck this guy's on, but he clearly embarrassed himself. So, I done forgot my whole point. I don't even care to try to remember it. But okay, so all right, so you can unmute yourself. So okay, so he is pan Nigerian. I didn't know that. I didn't know you were pan Nigerian. So I'm gonna mute you and I'm gonna give you the last words, but I'm gonna get off because it's late. My son started annoying me a little bit. He wants to lay down. So I'm gonna unmute you. So now I just unmuted you.
Yo.
All right. So you get the final words, bro.
Yeah, bro, I ain't even got nothing to say, man. I wasn't coming up here to argue with you. I thought we was gonna kick it around, man. You know what I mean? Y'all do y'all thing, man. Y'all call everybody tethers, man. Y'all know what y'all doing, man.
Well,
you know?
I never called you a tether, by the way. So you're lying.
All right, man. So that didn't happen. Whatever. It's all good, man. More power to you, man.
Are you a tether?
Good luck.
Wait. Are you a tether?
I don't even know what that's some weird shit that y'all niggas got going on.
Okay. So let me ask you this.
That's what that is.
So let me ask you this. What state do you
live in? What
in?
am I tethered to? Like.
Okay.
Bro,
Cool.
I already told you, bro.
Now, okay, you're in Boston, Massachusetts. Now look, hey brother. Yeah. Boston, Massachusetts. Okay, now watch this.
I ain't even want no problems with you dissing me. Like for what, bro?
Wait.
You 50 years old. You 50 years old. You dissing me
I'm not 50 at all, but you want to lie, okay?
You getting near 50.
Okay, well, no, I'm 47. Yeah, no, that's 47. That's 40s. I got a lot of years before 50. But look,
bro, you know how we talk, man. You supposed to be like, we FBA. You know how we talk, man. You know how we talk, right?
But I don't know what type of black person you are. No, hold on. But I don't know what type of black person you are. And you're in the fact, okay. Hey, okay, brother, relax and listen. Most black immigrants, they live in New York, Florida, and Massachusetts.
So what, nigga? Niggas' families come from Georgia. Niggas' families come from Alabama. Niggas' families come from North Carolina, Virginia. Like just like your family, right? Just like your family, like that's what I'm saying, bro. Wait. Are you a nut, bro?
Wait. Let me ask you a question. Yeah. How do you make potato salad?
Nigga, yellow potato salad with motherfucking with the little mustard seeds and shit. Like, come on, my nigga. Like, stop playing,
okay.
bro.
Yeah,
With
you a
greens,
tether.
nigga.
You a tether.
Yeah, get the fuck. You make white potato salad, man?
Hey, yo,
Get
how
the
do
fuck
you
out of
make?
here. Calling somebody
Hey, yo,
tether, nigga.
hey, yo,
I don't even make that shit. My peoples make that shit. Like, come on, bro. You don't tell me, man.
All right. So let me ask you
Nigga,
this.
yo. You
Let
make
me
white
ask you
potato
this.
salad, right?
What?
Fuck
Hey,
outta
yo,
here,
what southern state is your family from?
From Georgia, bro. Like, damn,
Okay.
dog.
Okay. Wait. Relax, brother. Right now I'm in Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Hold on.
Okay.
Relax.
Yeah,
Dude, relax.
yeah.
Take it down. So right now I'm in Georgia. Hey, brother, what city in Georgia?
Oh, like if we gotta go through all this shit, I'm gonna tell you right now. But
Yeah, this
I'm
motherfucker
gonna
just
tell you real
lying.
quick, yo, bro. It's
This
Manchester.
motherfucker
Manchester.
just lying.
Like, what am I lying for? No, Manchester. Like, wait, how the fuck you gonna say I'm lying,
Okay.
bro? That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So, bro, why would you have a conversation with somebody?
Hey, yeah, I'm gonna mute you again. Yeah, look, I'm gonna mute you again because you're too excited. It's not that deep, bro. We're having a casual conversation.
You're calling me a liar, though.
Because I can say
Call me a liar.
that's a word though. That shouldn't upset you to that point. Now look.
Oh, come on, bro.
Hey, bro.
Yeah,
just relax. Are you a Christian?
That's how I grew up, dog. That's how we grew up. That's how my people grew up. My grandmother sitting up in church.
Okay.
Mad hours.
Cool. What denomination?
It was Baptist, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, you playing on these games. Like, that's what I know. That's where I come from, bro.
Why are you upset at regular FBA questions? Your FBA be a real FBA person.
Why would you ask? Why would you have to ask these questions?
Dude, you can't talk over me. If I'm talking, you got to be quiet, and I can't talk over you. Okay, so when FBAs are questioned with these same questions, when we know we're FBA, we laugh. We believe it's hilarious for a person to challenge our ethnicity as FBA. We laugh like, are you like we kind of be offended?
I'm trying to have a conversation with you, though,
hey, bro.
I'm not joking around.
Hey, bro. Yeah, because tethers don't joke around. FBAs do. That's part of our culture. We flame each other, bro. We have jokes for each other. What type of FBA you are? And you don't joke around, nigga. Like, who are you?
No,
like
in this conversation, like,
I gotta mute you, my boy. The funniest black people in the world are FBA. So to act like funny is negative, like, dude, what culture are you really from? Now I'm gonna, dude, like, you're wilding right now. I believe it's not a fact. So I'm gonna give a disclaimer. It's not a fact, but I believe you are a tether.
That's cool, bro. Like, who the fuck are you?
FBA.
What the fuck is that? Niggas that follow Tyreek? And my nigga, yo, just be careful, bro. Y'all niggas be safe, bro. Like, y'all niggas be very safe, because that shit is some weird shit. And y'all niggas don't even know. Y'all niggas don't even see how this nigga put y'all in the bag. You know what I mean? Y'all niggas be safe, bro. I'm African American, though. Y'all be cool, bro.
No, you are definitely African. That's one thing I agree with.
Yeah, black too.
You are definitely African.
And what the fuck are you? What the fuck are you?
All right, the question is, I got you.
Nigga thought he was a Hebrew.
Hey, bro. Well, that's a religious faith.
From America. A Hebrew from America.
Okay,
wow.
Hold on.
Trying to talk about me.
Now, I don't want to mute you, so relax. You said Hebrew. That's a religion. Nation Islam is a religion. That's not an ethnicity. Okay, you said
that shit don't got shit to do with America and Negroes and Negroes and plantations.
Dude, I'm talking to you, or am I talking to a wall? Am I talking to you or talking to a wall? Hey, bro.
You hear me talking to you, bro? So
okay,
I mean,
okay. So you gotta let me talk to you.
You
and
are
not
a tether.
Okay, brother. It shouldn't be that, and only tethers get offended by that, not FBA. Now, hold on. Okay, cool. Now watch this. Yo, this dude, I know you're a tether, but I'm gonna play the game like you're not. First of all, you're from Boston, Massachusetts. Have you ever lived in the South?
Nigga, I went down there one time when I was a kid, bro. The family reunion.
Where? Georgia?
One time. Yeah. We're up.
Bro, what year were you born?
I don't gotta lie to you.
I got it.
Nah,
What year were you born?
You wildin', bro. Yo, you wildin' with all these questions, bro.
Yo.
Like, why you gotta know all this shit? Like, what does this prove, bro? For real. What does this prove? Real talk.
It proves you are a tether, and I explain in 10 seconds.
Okay, explain it, guys.
Only tethers get offended when they're asked, where are they from? What is their birth date? FBA's proudly.
Oh my God.
Now look, he cutting right away. He cutting right away.
Oh, this shit is hilarious. This shit is hilarious, bro. You're not serious. You cannot be serious. No, you cannot be serious. You need to take a down or upper. You need to take something because you tripping right now, bro.
All right. Okay. So he's again talking over me. My last name is Harrison. FBAs do not mind giving up that information. Bro, unmute yourself.
Nigga, how old is Tariq?
Okay. I don't know why we talking about Tariq. I'm talking about me and you. My last name is Harrison. What is your last name? Unmute yourself. I mute you by mistake. Okay, what's your last name?
FBAs don't have a problem giving up their age, right?
Hey, bro, my last name is Harrison. What is your last name?
You trying to be funny now, nigga.
Hey, bro, it's as simple. I gotta keep muting this guy. I am muting him, but I want to know his last name. My last name is Harrison. What is your last name? He about to say some French shit. Watch. What's your last name, my boy? Unmute yourself. What's your last name? What's your last name, man? What's your last name? Last name is Harrison. What's your last name?
Hold on. Yo, why you jumping ahead for?
Hey, bro.
What happened to the FBAs and the age thing?
Bro, I'm about to get off. Simple question. What's your last name? That's all. We know nothing about you. What's your last name? I got you as Pan-Nigerian. What is we don't know nothing about you. Like tethers, full non-disclosure. What's your last name? Okay, so we are convinced that you are a tether, and I'm done wasting time. I'm out. Peace to the chat. Thanks for pulling up. Like the video. He hung up anyway because he's a tether. Hey, chat. Make sure you like the video before you hang up, and I'll talk to you tomorrow or next day. Deep peace, man. Peace. Yeah. Tethers don't get a last name because he about to get some French shit. He about to get some French last name, some John Paul type